If you were to bite off a kneecap, how would it look?
Woodward Sports, let's go.
And good morning to you. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us this morning. And it is like Christmas in July in here. Not only is tomorrow draft day for the Pistons, training camp has just opened officially for the Detroit Lions. Our man Kory Woods is down in Allen Park right now. Dan Campbell is speaking at this very moment. As soon as that is over, Kory is going to be checking in with us live from Allen Park so we can kind of get the vibe of what's going on with the Lions and the whole organization getting ready to kick off their season. But first, let me introduce you to the crew. My name is Stick. To my right this morning,
Easy. What up, though? Good morning.
to my left,
it's your boy Jeff.
it is my boy Jeff.
Filling in for
And then,
Joey.
of course, we have Alex in producer land, Andrew, Jonah. Not only are we going to talk about the best and worst Pistons draft picks of all time coming up at 9 a.m., but he's managing our social. And my man Fish is in the fish booth doing his damn thing, making sure we sound good on the air. So thank you guys for being a part of it. Thank you for the comments. Make sure you're liking, sharing, and just overall being a part of the conversation today, because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Like I said, best and worst Pistons draft picks of all time, Simone Biles backing out, and of course, it is training camp for the Lions. And whew, I can't wait to get into this. I was out the last couple days, had kidney stones on Monday. Not fun. 1 star, do not recommend. Don't do
Straight
it.
up, not a good time.
Not a good time. Not thumbs down. Both thumbs down. But I got to give a shout out to the nurses at Beaumont in Royal Oak. They were so awesome and helped me through and gave me some nice painkillers. Shot me up with a couple bags of saline solution to get some more fluids in my body. And back today, playing injured, and we're ready to get through today, man, but couldn't miss it.
Let's go.
Couldn't miss another day of talking Detroit sports, especially this week, guys.
Yeah, this week's a big week, man. I'm glad you came back.
Yeah. So Kory was going to check in right off the bat, but Dan Campbell started speaking right at 8 o'clock, so he's in on that. As soon as that's over, he's going to check in with us. So let's get to what we're going to talk about directly after that. Where are the Lions going to wind up ranking offensive and defensive-wise this season across the NFL? Easy, I'll start with you. Offense. What do you think our offense is going to look like this year?
Oh, man, I think our offense is going to be really, really run-heavy. The fact that we have, our offensive coordinator used to be a former running back. We saw what he did in San Diego or L.A., both places. He pounded the ball, and no matter who was there at the running back position, he made it work. If you were a fantasy owner or player, you bounce back and forth between Austin Eckler, Melvin Gordon. Like anytime any of those guys went down, Justin Kelly, the next running back who stepped in place, kind of produced just as well, if not just as well. I'm not going to say better. So I think we're going to be really, really run heavy. I think rushing yards will be up there ranking-wise, but like total offense, man, this receiver room is it's got a lot to prove. I don't want to like say they're bad or like and disrespect them.
They're
but, like,
unproven.
They're unproven,
Yeah.
exactly. So we'll probably be in the bottom of the league come offense, but I'm seeing like the win totals at 4. I think we'll surpass that for sure though.
Jeff, what about you, man?
Hey, just looking at last year's rankings, all right, let's just look at it. 29th in rushing. We're going to get better. As Easy said, we have Anthony Lynn as our OC, and the guy's run heavy. Every team he's been a part of usually leads the league in rushing, and considering this year we're going to have a bolstered offensive line with Penny Sewell. And obviously, we're top 10 offensive line, boys. We can all agree on that. And then the backfield got a little deeper. So I think the contributions from our backfield, rushing is going to go up. I think 29th is ridiculous. We can be top 15. We could be a top 15 offense, I believe, to be honest. Like our passing, though, a little questionable. we were 10th in passing last year. Obviously, we had Matthew Stafford, but even in Matty P's offense, you could still get 10th in passing. So Jared Goff, we're obviously going to run the play action. I believe he will be successful. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we go 15 to 20 in the passing yards too. But yeah, just to stick with offense, I think we can clear top 15, top 20. I'm pretty confident.
I think we have to clear top 15,
Yeah.
top 20 if we want to have any semblance of a season this year because, like you guys said, there's a lot of questions on the defensive side. Offense is where our bread and butter is going to be made this year.
Yeah.
And if you go back through the past couple years, our offensive ranking in points go 20, 18th, 25th. We haven't cracked the 15 in at least 4 years. And in 2018, we were number 7, and that was a fun year. That was a fun year to watch the Lions play some offense. But I haven't seen it in the past 3 years. I just don't see them taking a step back. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah.
When I look at the lineup and I look at where we've improved on these position players, yes, the wide receiver position is not all that we thought it would be, but honestly, when has it been since Calvin left? Like, yeah, we've had Golden Tate. Yeah, we've had Marvin Jones. Yeah, we've had Kenny Golladay. But really, Golladay hasn't performed in the past couple years. Injuries have held him back. Golden Tate isn't a guy you build your entire offense around. He's a serviceable weapon and a great slot receiver, but we really haven't had weapons like that to begin with over the past couple years. So I'm willing to give Tyrell Williams a chance. I'm willing to give Amon-Ra Brown a chance. Like, these guys, they're in the NFL for a reason, and you saw when Tyrell Williams was given a chance at a wide receiver 1, he did okay. I'm not saying he lit the world on fire, but he's serviceable. So if we just take away the wide receivers, and we're happy about that, okay, we know that's going to be kind of a shaky situation. We have a better running game than we did last year. We have a much improved offensive line than we did last year.
Yeah.
We have a game manager quarterback who doesn't have the arm strength that Matthew Stafford has, but he definitely has the skills to lead men. He's done it, taking them to the Super Bowl. So I have the Lions at least being a top 15 offense this year, which, like I said, will be the first time in the last 4 years.
Right.
But there's no way we take a step back, right?
I don't know, man, because we did take a step back in, like, actual talent. Like, you look at the quarterback position, I get that Goff could be better in managing games and winning, but in terms of talent and, like, yards, like, if we're ranking, like, with stats, I think Stafford is, I mean, he's called Pat Stafford for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, he does that. That's his thing. He puts up big numbers.
Yeah, but even though Stafford does put up big numbers in yards and stuff, look at the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years on offensive ranking in yards: 20th, 17, 24th. 13, not bad. 21, 20, 19. So, yeah, we could say Stafford's the man and he put up all the stats. But numbers is the numbers, man. These don't lie.
For sure. Where are the Rams at? I'm curious, actually. Or that's just the Lions?
Yeah, I just pulled up the Lions.
Real quick, sorry to interrupt you. If we want to improve at all this season, it has to start with not being top of the leaderboard and giving up points. All right, we were top by like 30 points to the next guy. So if we could just stop people from scoring or at least getting field goals, that's a good start, right?
Yeah.
Well, and that kind of leads me in where I want to get to. So offensively, where do you think they're going to rank? Give a final number. What you got?
23rd.
Oof. All right, the Jordan. All right. What about you, Jeff?
For offense, I agree. I think we'll say 17. I'll meet in the middle between 15 and 20. We'll say
okay.
17.
And I got him as a top 12 offense. That's where I got him.
Wow.
Yeah. I think it's going to happen this year, man.
Speaking
Anthony
to
Lynn,
existence.
I hope you're right, man. Yeah. That's how
we
it works
haven't
sometimes.
had an offensive line like this literally in 30 years.
No, I agree.
And we don't even know, like, I don't think Detroit Lions fans can even process what it would look like to have a great offensive line, and we're about to see it. And, you know, the hype is there. Pro Football Focus has us ranked as a top 10. By the end of the season, we're going to be top 5. Like, I like to compare us to kind of what Indy did last year. Like, Indy going into the season, you knew they had a good offensive line, and then they just elevated it even further. And then, of course, Jonathan Taylor backs that up. Hopefully we get that out of DeAndre Swift and our boy Jamal Williams. So, Jeff, you mentioned the defensive side of the ball. We've sucked. Absolutely sucked. I mean, last year we were historically sucking. 32, ranked 32. The year before in yards, 31. The year before that, 10, which is nice. I like
Getting
that.
somewhere.
Damn, yeah. What year was that?
That was 2018.
Damn, I don't remember those being that good. That's awesome.
That was in yards, just in yards, not points.
I got
Points,
you.
we were 16th.
Okay.
So what about the defense? Obviously, we're switching from the 4-3 to the 3-4. We're moving some players around. We did lose a defensive genius.
The guy who called the greatest defensive call in Super Bowl history.
As you can see by the numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
So defensively, where do you think the Lions are going to land?
You can go easy.
Honestly, I think we see a bigger jump in there just because you can't really go. You can't be much worse than what
Can't
we
be worse
were.
than 32.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, like it's just. So I think we're going to see the biggest jump in there. I've noticed this offseason, we heavily invested into this defensive line, whether it was Michael Brockers or taking defensive tackles back-to-back in the draft, re-upping Romeo Kamara, however you say his last name. Aquara, there you go. And I think we could take a step up in defense. I don't know, man, because you look at the Rams' defense. It's kind of tailored around that defensive line the same way. I know they have a star-studded defensive tackle in Aaron Donald. We don't have that. But I don't know, I just have confidence in Brad Holmes' ability in picking out those guys surrounding that area. Because even before then, they had Robert Quinn. I mean, they had Michael Brockers was productive too, and just like filling gaps. So like, I think we'll take like a sizable leap in defense. And it sounds crazy just because what we've watched the past couple of years. But I also like Jeff Okudah. I like Tracy Walker at times. Like I think we have pieces to actually sum something up. And I say, you go top 12 in offense. I'll go top 15 in defense.
Okay.
I'm just gonna.
That is leaps and bounds.
It is leaps, but you know.
I like it, but I don't believe it. Go ahead, Jeff.
Just looking at the rankings last year, guys, like Easy said, you got to go up. 28th in rush off defense, 30th in pass defense, and if the pass rush isn't there, the secondary is going to struggle. I mean, you look at teams like the LA Rams. The reason why they're so successful with their pass defense, number one, they have Jalen Ramsey, but number two, they got a guy like Aaron Donald who gets after the quarterback every single play. So I'm not counting on these rookies this year. Aleem McNeil and I'm not even going to attempt Lezariki or whatever. The two D linemen. I'm not going to just say the impact this year is going to be tremendous, but if we can get a pass rush going, hey man, it's going to make guys, Okudah, Iffy, and Amani. God, this whole group, man, these names are ridiculous.
Absolutely crushing
But
it this morning, Jeff.
it's gonna make those guys' jobs easier. So it starts with the pass rush. I mean, like you said, we got to get better in 28th. I think we'll clear 20th, if not a little lower than that, because I really believe in this line. Like Stick said, we're switching the scheme up. Trey Flowers is going to have different roles. And I'm excited.
I forgot to mention.
So I think we can clear. God. The defense, man, top 20. Can we at least be below that? I'm sick of being in the 20s. That's all that matters.
And don't forget, like, Trey Flowers was the number one recruit, I guess, for edge rushers in his free agent class.
Yep.
He was high paid for a reason. Like, this guy can perform. And I think we can see a resurgence from him, and I have faith in Jeff Okudah, too.
Yeah, I mean, Trey Flowers got paid partially, I think, because he was a Patriot, and we were just trying to be the old England Patriots here for a while.
Got a ring.
But now it's time for him to step up, because when he did play, I mean, his efficiency rating is pretty damn good. So we need to see a lot out of Trey Flowers this year. He was talking about, when Kory Woods did an interview with him, he was talking about switching from the hand down on the line, being a line rusher, to stepping back and standing up, just saying, hey, I'm out there to play football, and that's what he's going to do. It doesn't matter if he's standing or he has his hand in the dirt. He's going to rush the passer. And what I like about this 3-4 is it leaves the offensive line that we're playing guessing. Yeah. Like last year, you knew Lions are rushing 4. We're not going to blitz fucking anybody. It's just going to be the same 4 rushing, trying to occupy the same gaps. We never got any pressure on the quarterback, and that's what leads to these types of rankings. I mean, 32 in yards allowed, 32 in points allowed, and that means your team sucks. And that's exactly what happened. So I'm with you guys. We got to be better, but I don't see them being a top 5 or top 15 defense.
Top 15, no.
I'd be happy if they took like a 10 position leap and we were 22.
Yeah, that's all. Just close to 20.
Right.
I mean, hey. If we're top 15 in both categories or below that, man, Art might be onto something. 10-7 in the playoffs.
He's on something. Yeah, I don't know if he's onto something, but he's definitely on something.
Yeah, he's onto something.
Well, I want to get your guys' because you weren't on the show when we were going over the final season, what the rankings are going to be or what the final record is going to be. So let's discuss that coming up next, because I want to hear both of your opinions on that. You know mine. It's 8-9. Yeah. If all things go well, we're 8-9, and I got a lot of shit for that. Calling me a homer, and it's like, wait, I picked him to have a losing record. How is that a homer move? But but we'll talk about that coming up next, and we're going to check in with Kory Woods live from Allen Park.
'Tis the season.
It happened today, man. Today, Lions open training camp, and Kory is there, going to be checking in with us. And I got to tell you about our people at Levels, their grand opening. It is official. They've moved it a couple times, but it's been set now. August 13th, the whole morning show is going to be out there. A lot of things go into opening up one of these places, and they wanted to make sure they did it right. So mark it on your calendar. August 13th, the whole morning show is going to be live at Levels in Centerline. And make sure you go show them some love right now. Go to enjoylevels.com or show them some love on Instagram. Hit them with a follow at enjoylevels.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Welcome back. It is the Morning Woodward Show live on the Woodward Sports Network. And thank you to everybody writing down their predictions of where we're going to be ranked offensive and defensively for the Detroit Lions going on into this season. Lots of people are all over the place. And I think that's one cool thing about this year. Nobody really knows what the hell is going to happen.
Exactly. You don't know what to expect.
And that's what makes this so much harder, because like you see people trying to predict records and stuff, and you hear guys like Trey Flowers say, listen, we understand people don't expect us to win. I think that's better for the players because they're going to prove everybody wrong. And maybe these numbers could be, we're guessing 20s and whatever, but you never know truly, honestly, until the players get on the field. You really don't.
Yeah, but all I know is I'm giddy. We were talking about this while the break was happening, but look at this smile. You see this smile right here?
I can't stop, man.
This is training camp smile.
Yeah, tis the season, man. You said it perfectly in the break. It's kind of early in the morning to be swearing, but we're ready for the kick in the dick.
Yes, sir.
We know we may be let down, but it's almost here, man. Lions football is addicting. I can't explain it. We're one of the most passionate fan bases around the NFL. I don't care what anyone says. Because look at all these losing seasons. Yet here we are, smiling my ass off. Can't wait. Ready for the kick in the dick. Tis the season.
Just waiting for it. It's like The Office. Like, I'm ready to be hurt again. And I am. I do this every season. I drink the Kool-Aid in the off season.
Yes.
And then come game one. Like last year, game one, that's kind of when Woodward Sports really kicked off. I did a video because they blew that lead. DeAndre Swift drops that touchdown in the end zone. And I had to go to my car because I did not want people in my house to hear me screaming. I didn't want to scare my animals. But my whole thing was just, what the hell was that? Because it's happened to us the past 3 years. A rookie quarterback has come in and whooped our ass in that first game. And I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready for it last year. This year, I'm still not ready for it. And the only good news is Trey Lance isn't starting game one for San Francisco. So a rookie quarterback isn't going to come in and whoop our ass game one like has been the tradition for the past 3 years. Those games have been so tough, man.
The Darnold, I can still remember the Sam Darnold. Oh, God.
Sam Darnold, Kyler Murray.
Monday Night Football with Sam Darnold, too. It was like...
And he started playing so bad after that. I'm like, what a debut on us. And
then, he started playing awful too. That's the thing.
Right,
like he started the game off with a pick six.
Yep.
It was Matt Patricia's here, baby. The defense is back. This is what it's gonna look like all season. Returning it to the house. And by the end of the game, you're like, oh Jesus. Matt Patricia sucks.
And then he went and beat the Patriots and gave us more hope. And then after that, it was all downhill. There was no hope after that.
Yeah, Matt Patricia was just a perpetual kick in the dick. So hopefully our new boy Dan Campbell does not allow that. I have a feeling that Dan Campbell's the type of guy, when he gets a lead, he's not gonna stop. We're not gonna go. Exactly. We're not gonna go to this prevent defense. We're not gonna lay back. It's like, all right, we're up by 20. We need to be up by 50.
He's a true alpha, man. He's going for it.
And that's what we were talking about yesterday, because it's like, I want to see. Listen, I don't want to see the Lions lose, but I almost want to see Dan Campbell in this team, what they do when you lose. Do they rally? I want to hear Dan, because the guy's passionate. And Matt Patricia, when things didn't go right, everything went off the rails. So I'm excited to see, the leadership with Dan and the coaching staff, and what happens when you face adversity? Because that's probably the most important thing, especially with a new coaching staff and
that's
new
the
players.
thing. I mean, once the honeymoon period wears off, it's gonna be how we feeling. Because right now, Dan Campbell's the man. He's God. He's everything to us. He's leading us to the promised land. Get this man a statue if he gets us to the playoffs. But come week 8 and we're 1-7, it's gonna be like that rah-rah shit doesn't work.
That's what I think concerns me with the rah-rah type coaches, because like you could only be that so many times and like face the L, because eventually it's like, all right, like fuck your rah-rah, we suck. But I just love everything around him. Like we look at the offensive coordinator Anthony Lynn, former head coach of the Chargers, who were 7-9 last year with the rookie quarterback in one of the toughest divisions. Like I love the way they built this thing, because they have Dan Campbell as like the leader, but we have the X's and O's surrounded around him with Aaron Glenn, Anthony Lynn, Deuce Daly, like guys who've been in the coaching game to success too. It's not just like random dudes who coach throughout like college here and there and stuff like that. Like these guys coached successfully in the NFL.
Ooh, 5-12. What was that? All right, what's up, Andrew Jonah?
Yeah, I think what Jeff was saying before, I want to see the Lions compete. And I think the best way to describe the Lions season this year is, can they have like the season the Pistons had?
Yes.
Do we see improvement? Do we see competitiveness? You know what? We may lose, but are we competitive? Do we have the competitive drive? And that's what the Pistons saw, and that's what I think we have to see from the Lions. And look at the Tigers. I mean, something like even like the Tigers right now. You know, like they came back, they rallied, they're competing at a high level. So that's what I'm looking for the Lions this year. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I'll be disappointed if they just compete. Like I want them to win some games. I don't want to be 3-15 or whatever it's going to be.
I want to see some
14,
I want to see some wins. I think we're going to see more wins, but I want to see that improvement. And I think Dan Campbell is going to have not a lot of pressure, but he's building up the hype where he has to perform where he's at. Like he's got to get this team to the next level. So
no, I get what you're saying. Like it could be like a losing record. Like you still predicted us under 500,
right?
But as long as we don't have that one night I was here after the Tampa Bay game, we just got our dicks kicked like 42-3 or something like that.
Poor Kory was at that game, an empty Ford Field.
Yeah, his first time too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In the press box. Yeah, so it's like as long as we don't have games like that, you know what I'm saying? Like let's take L's, but let them be tough L's. Like, if DeAndre Swift drops it, I don't want it to happen, but like let them be like close games like that. Don't let us just get our asses kicked like that.
Yeah, can we like
on Thanksgiving? Come on.
Can we snag like a 14-10 game? Like why does it have to be 30-piece dropped on our head usually? Like obviously the defense is going to have to get better, but
50-piece.
I'm done with the 40 pieces and the 30 pieces, guys. We got to stay below 20. I want to see this defense compete, like Andrew said.
Here's what I want. I want other teams to fear playing us.
Yes.
Like even if they know that they're gonna win the game, that they know by the end of the game, like it's gonna be a bloodbath. It's gonna be effort. It's gonna take a lot to overcome the pressure that the Lions are putting on them daily, weekly, minute by minute. Like I want them to
give
fear.
Me goosebumps, man. You see this shit?
But that's what I want. Like kind of like the old Raiders.
Yeah.
Like the Raiders, you knew, all right, they're not the best team right now.
Yeah.
But damn, playing them, it's going to be a dog fight, and that's exactly what I want. I want that toughness. I want people to be like, fuck, we got Detroit on the schedule next week. Like, we can't take this game easy.
No, the one thing is, I think the quarterback, I think it's one of those things that we're all questioning with Jared Goff. You know what? I have a lot of faith in Jared Goff. I know it sounds crazy. You know, he still went to a Super Bowl. He has that experience. He has that leadership experience, and I think that's one of the things that Lions fans have been been hesitant about. And I think it's going to be a very exciting season with this offense and this new defense and the run game. And I'm just excited. I mean, when Easy said he was giving me goosebumps and thinking about how electric Ford Field's about to be, because it's going to be a feeling on Ford Field we haven't felt in a long time. It's the same thing with the Pistons, same thing with the Tigers. You're walking in there like, yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Yep.
I'm not here to like watch my team losing. I'm actually excited to watch them play. So that's what I'm looking for the Lions this year. I'm so excited.
And when Ford Field gets rocking, there's nothing like it, man.
Yeah.
Like I've been in there for that Javid Best 88-yard run against the Bears, and Sean Baligian, he would tell you that was the loudest he ever heard Ford Field. And I'm telling you, man, like I'm begging for the day for us to get a home playoff game because the insanity that will take place in Ford Field is just going to be next level. Like I've been to a playoff game at the Silverdome, and that was insane because the Silverdome was already a shit show to begin with, but Ford Field has never seen it.
Was Silverdome rocking too?
Was
like,
it rocking?
Oh my God.
Field? Yeah.
The Silverdome was always rocking. Like the Silverdome was just a complete madhouse. Like fights, beers being spilled all over the place. It was just crazy. 80,000 people. The only thing that sucked about the Silverdome days is that was during the blackout days of the NFL, where if you didn't completely sell out, your game wasn't locally televised because they wanted to push fans to the.
Yeah.
So some games you just wouldn't see the line. It'd be like, oh well, Lions, you're not gonna be able to see them locally today, and it would suck. But with that being said, you could drive.
Crazy.
Yeah, you could drive to the Silverdome, pay $10 and get in because obviously there were excess tickets.
Bro, I would be rioting if I couldn't watch my Lions.
But then you can get a ticket for $10, so it's like, you know, you get the trade-off.
Yeah.
I'd be an angry dad.
But it was always a thing, like sponsors would have to swoop in and buy like 2,000 tickets or something for the Lions to be on TV that week.
Yeah.
It was, I hated the blackout rule, and I'm glad they got rid of it. But yeah, dude, I'm telling you, you guys, you think you had goosebumps just a minute ago?
Yeah.
Standing in Ford Field when, you know, the lights go off and the team runs out the tunnel and Dan Campbell's leading the way.
Oh,
the
man.
guy with the little flags running around, like Rory's out there doing his thing.
Forward down the field.
I want Dan Campbell to run out with an American flag when he's running out. Just see that man run.
To the Hulk Hogan intro. I am a real American.
Or you got the Lions flag and he's like waving around and he goes like,
Can't hear you if you don't.
Sticking in the ground.
sticks it right in the ground.
Yeah, he does the Baker Mayfield and tries to
yeah,
plant a flag in turf.
Yeah, right.
I said Dan Campbell's a big dude. I feel like he could successfully do it. Maybe a Soldier Field would do it.
Yeah, so, I mean, training camp opens today. It's the beginning of a new day here in Detroit. And like we said, we're going to check in with Kory when he gets in. He's talking to Dan Campbell right now, so I can't wait to see the feedback on just Dan Campbell's energy right now. Because, dude, you think we're excited? Dan Campbell's been on a leash for, 3 months, just, like, trying not to go insane. Today's the day he can let him out. Is Kory on the line? He just joined. All right, so let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and we're going to check in with Kory coming up next. But first, let me tell you about Bridge Street Exchange. They got a store in Fenton, and they also have one in Somerset South. So if you want to go get yourself some awesome local clothes, like they carry this brand right here, and I love this shirt, the Toledo War Champs. It's from the Mitten State. They have this. They have all types of unique things for you to get at their store, and it's such a great place. Like if I had a closet, if I could choose one store to be my closet, it would be Bridge Street Exchange. So make sure you hit them up at Fenton or inside Somerset. Checking in with Kory Woods live from Lions training camp coming up next.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, commenting, liking. I know you guys are just as fired up as we are. You can see it in the comments.
Hell yeah.
People are ready to go,
Let's
man.
fucking go!
Let's go!
Man.
And let's go live to Allen Park right now with our Lions beat writer. His name is Kory Woods, formerly of the Morning Woodward Show. What's up, Kory?
Oh, that sounds so bad. Formerly of the Morning Woodward Show.
Oh, no, you're still a part of the fam, man. You just got bigger things on your plate now.
All jokes. But I'll say this right now. Everything right here is moving quickly. I got to be out there real quick. But I'm going to say right now, Dan came in here fired up. He said he barely got any sleep. The rules that he gave his players, 4 hard ones. Don't be late. Don't disrespect your teammates. Don't come in overweight, right? And then, man, I can look at what's the first one? I gotta look at my Twitter right now, but I'm so busy writing stuff down and making sure that my audio setup works out because last year when they used to have the training camps, like the media sessions inside, but not right now. They have it outside, like a nice tent setup. I'm assuming that's because of the COVID regulations. But he came in here jacked. He said that 80% of the team, over 80% of the team, is vaccinated. It's trending upwards, and pretty much he just talked about holding these guys accountable as men, and it's about to be real fun and to be able to get out there and get to it.
What's the energy like out there today, man?
Everybody's on the chipper mood right now.
Okay.
but that's right now. So it remains to be seen. But we're looking like everybody's about to go out there right now and go get their places. So I do not want to miss out because they sound like they're starting 8:30 on the dot. So
okay, well, go do your thing, man.
So
check in with us throughout the day, send videos. And we'll get them all up. But, yeah, Kory, it looks like you're super busy in that press room right now, packing up your stuff. So get on out there, Kory. Make sure that mic is in everybody's face and we get the best quotes, and you do your damn thing. But Kory Woods checking live from Allen Park. Dan Campbell just spoke to the media. Yeah, hey, buddy. Show us that pass one more time, Kory. Let's give it up for Kory Woods, baby.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Hey, have a good day, man.
Have a good day, Kory.
All right.
I love that. He's like, all right, I'm fucking out.
Hustling, man.
Got
Grinding
business
his
to
ass
handle.
off, man. I'm happy we got Kory.
But that's how it's going to be, and obviously Kory's going to chop up stuff and send it throughout the day, so make sure you're watching the show from 11 to 1 for more updates from training camp, and obviously The Hook will have tons of stuff from Kory throughout the day as well.
Social medias, too.
Yeah. Follow Kory on his Twitter. It's Kory E. Woods, and, you can follow us along, too, at Woodward Sports, and we'll have all the news and updates from there. But just awesome, man. Like, the energy and like I know we didn't get a chance to talk to Kory for that long, but you could tell Kory's locked in.
Yes.
He's focused. He's ready to go. He's like, I ain't even got time for y'all right now. I gotta be out there.
I respect the hell out of that.
And you heard him, Dan Campbell didn't sleep. He didn't get. I could already see the man so excited, like a kid on his first day of school, man, to come in and just get these boys to work.
If I'm this excited, I can't imagine what Dan Campbell is.
Right. Saying to it, and like he was already like a real life persona of like a WWE character. It felt like he's like Macho Man Randy Savage is like a football coach. Like, he's just a man.
Let's get in to Joey's news. You want to hit that intro real quick, Alex?
Oh, we should make that shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Where can I get my kick in the
I got to show you guys a video.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go.
How you doing? It's Joey's news, but it's Jeff's news today. We're taking over for the second day in a row. And listen, Matthew Stafford, you don't want to keep talking about him, but if Kelly Stafford shares some sweet things with us, we got to share it. He filmed a commercial while he was in Detroit, and he had a mess up. I wish he would have showed this side more when he was here, guys. Check this out.
Hey, Lions fans. Welcome to Think Ford First Family Day at Ford Field. Holy fucking shit, that's a lot of F's. Oh my God.
God, you gotta love the man, dude. He's so quiet, so innocent, but in times like that, he's like, God, fucking.
Well, he wasn't that here though. I wish he was that here.
Right.
That's a badass guy. Like I like, or just raw, real. Like that's how I am.
That was my biggest complaint about Stafford is we would take the kicks in the dick and he'd get up on the stand and on the podium and talk. Yeah, we just got to play better. Got to be better, and we'll just improve week to week. And it was like, no, like that's the Stafford I want. Like, no, this isn't fucking good enough. I was brought here to win championships and to win playoff games. I'm holding everybody in this room accountable till we do it, and we never got that. I know he wanted to be polished, and I know that he's the face of the organization, so you can't be saying fuck and all that stuff, but you can. This is Detroit.
Open up a little bit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Have a little character.
Yeah, I think the city would have embraced him a lot more had we known that he had a little edge to him.
For sure, it shows your passion. Like when you like let your emotions out, it shows
you give a shit.
You're passionate. Yeah, exactly. You give a shit.
Listen, USA basketball for men's and women did great yesterday. The women's side picked up their 50th game win in a row, which is just absurd. We talk about the USA men's basketball and how upsetting they've been. Got to look at the ladies. They're being pretty impressive. They beat Nigeria 81-72. And now we go to the men's USA team. They literally blown out Iran 120-66.
Look at that. They got to win.
All right, listen, Fish.
It's about fucking time they got to win, Fish.
I think us three up here could beat 3 guys on Iran in a 3v3. So I don't think they got talent, but you know what? I'm happy they finally got a win. All right, Damian
Lillard won by
50. Yeah, 50's a lot. You're right.
Well, they covered the spread, too.
That
was nice.
Big ass spread. It was like 42 points. Right?
It was like 51 at one point.
No, it was 42.
41, yeah. 41 and a half. There you go.
Jesus Christ.
And they covered it.
All you guys were losing your minds. Just relax. Take a deep breath. Don't make it to the gold medal.
We should not be losing to France and Australia,
France is a good team. Australia is also a good team.
Nigeria?
Nigeria is a good team. They put Australia hard on Sunday.
Non-stop on ESPN, there's highlights of like Damian Lillard and guys like that crossing over these Euro guys in the NBA. Why can't you do it on the global stage? Like, what the? I just want to know what the hell's going on.
Well, last night, honestly, to speak to that, they finally let loose on the offense. The biggest complaint that has been there for all the players on Team USA is that they've been running the San Antonio offense, which is, we make the right pass, set the pick.
Missionary.
It is, that's exactly what it is. It's only missionary. Yeah. And these guys are freaks. They want to be out there pulling up from everywhere, and that's what Dame Lillard did last night. He had 6 3-pointers in the first half. I think we had 19 for the entire game. So it's like, we're past to just roll the ball out there and beat them, but sometimes you got to let your athletes be athletes and just roll the ball out there and go, Dame, be Dame. KD, be KD, and we'll take care of the rest, because these guys can't compete with you in a game where it's all based on skill. Where they can compete with you is when it's a team game and they're playing. Exactly. That's the only time Euros can compete with us. So let's just go, man.
Get freaky with it, man.
Yeah. Super freaks.
You're absolutely right. I mean, this team with that much talent, sometimes you don't have to overthink it. Just get the guys out and let them play basketball, man.
Right.
We're better than the entire world.
That's it.
And Damian Lillard, he had 21, like Stick said, 7 for 13 from 3. You got to let these guys shoot the ball more and just let it fly. Let it fly. Moving on to the Detroit Tigers. Eric Haas with a nasty grand slam to send the Tigers into extra innings. Check out this bomb my man hit.
Another 3-2. Fly ball, right field, and deep. And that ball is gone! Eric Haas, the drama! And way to step forward to tie it at 5. Wow! Incredible at bat. Incredible.
What a find that guy's been.
Hometown Haas.
I was just going to say the hometown hero Haas, man. Maybe hitting a grand slam to tie the game up.
Dearborn Divine Child. Yeah, and they went up to win that game in extra innings. They win by 1 in the 11th inning.
Yep,
so
6-5.
Good. They broke that damn losing streak, because that's the crazy thing about baseball is you get on those losing streaks or winning streaks, and they just start to pile up.
Yeah.
But, next thing you know, you've lost 5 in a row.
Yeah.
And that saved them last night, because now, okay, fine. That little 4-game losing streak, it's a blip on the radar. We can move on from it and hopefully start another winning streak when they return home.
And we're going to stay on the Tigers. Miguel Cabrera hits 5,044 career total bases, tied with George Brett for 20th of all time. God, it's pretty impressive for Miguel. Look at this.
Cabrera, a bouncer up the middle.
Still looks unathletic, but hey, look at him.
He drives in Jonathan Scope. The Tigers have their first.
Well, and the best part about that is that's the game-winning run too.
Yep.
You see, they had the infield in. He was able to poke it right up the middle. Like Miggy, I don't care what you guys think about him this year, but you got to appreciate the totality of his work that he's done in a Tigers uniform here. I mean, he won a Triple Crown, which hadn't been done in so many years. Wade Boggs was the one before him. He's just an MVP. The way he acts on the field, he jokes around with players. Like, I love Miggy. He can do no wrong in my eyes. Yes, he's not the Miggy of old, but damn, man, we were so lucky to watch this dude in his prime.
Exactly. That's how I feel, too. I'm not even a big baseball guy, but I appreciate the greatness. Like, once I found out at that time a Triple Crown had been done since, like, the 50s, I was like, we're watching greatness right now.
Yeah. I went to a Tigers game when we had Scherzer, we had Verlander, and Miggy. And during that game, like, watching these guys warm up, it was the MVP, the reigning MVP, 2 Cy Young Award winners, all on the same field. It was like I was sitting there with my friend. I'm like, do you see? Like, we're looking at history
insane
right now.
And then we got rid of the GM who pieced that all together.
Yeah, Dombrowski kind of killed our farm system, then went out the door. But, you got to give your respect to Dave. He did bring some good players here.
Hell yeah.
And moving on, Cade Cunningham, the projected #1 overall pick in tomorrow's NBA draft, recently just signed a deal with Nike. The deal is expected to be the most in the draft class, obviously. He's by far the best talent. But, you guys' opinion, are you surprised? Best brand going with the best player?
I don't know, man. Just like you saying, like, Cade Cunningham, man. Like, today's a good day. Today's going to be a good day. I'm all smiles this morning,
We'll just do some ASMR with some Cade Cunningham. I mean, look at that. That man just signed a deal with Nike.
Yep.
Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah, and really the first Piston since, I'm calling him a Piston already. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here. But really, we haven't had a star Detroit athlete to have their own signature shoe in a long time. I mean, Derrick Rose, when he got here, has his own shoe, but he didn't establish that here. That was based off Chicago, Derrick Rose, right?
Exactly.
Jeremy Grant is signed with Adidas. That just happened. But really, Grant Hill and Fila is the last shoe that I can think of that was Piston branded and about a Piston star. Iverson, when he was here, had his Iversons, but once
still,
again,
it's not like a Piston.
That's off Philly, right?
That's like when Sean and Maz are giving us shit for being so excited about the #1 overall pick. I'm like, this is the first like star of our generation. You know what I'm saying? Like Grant Hill, yeah, but I was like 10. I was like 9. I was barely like old enough to like comprehend like who he was. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
This is our first like stud. You know what I'm saying? That
what
we
if
get
he's
to, like,
not a star?
Watch.
What's that?
What if he's not a star and you do
He's
all
gonna
this
be a star.
celebration and then all of a sudden, woo.
Then not only would we be wrong, Nike would be wrong, and they're usually pretty good about picking their athletes.
I was just about to say,
Agreed.
Nike doesn't sign every
Agreed.
#1 pick. They really don't. They pick and choose guys. Like they got, I know they were trying to get Zion when he went to Jordan, but now they're getting Cage. So I don't know if that's a good sign. Fish, we'll look forward to it. But moving on, Trae Young played over the last couple of days in a summer league. He should be with USA Basketball. We've all been talking about that, but he's instead torching guys in a summer league. He had a guy talk trash to him. He went back and forth. And check out this shot my man hit over the random man in this game. Why are you talking trash to him, #1? I don't get it. Oh my God, I love it.
Where is he playing? The Santa Fe League? Like what?
Like it's just
OKC.
It's just a summer league in in Cali, I think it was, or Atlanta. But God, like #1, can we all agree? Why are you talking trash to Trae Young?
It'd be like that. It'd get like that. You know, on
You're
the court.
talking to Easy here. You think Easy wouldn't be? Easy said he could beat Bruce Lee's ass.
Okay,
You don't think
yeah,
I'm talking
that's a
trash
good
to Trae Young? Like I can lock you down.
It's part of the game, man. Trash talk is part of the game.
I get it's part of the game, but so is self-awareness. All right, knowing the guy across from you is leading his team into the playoffs
That's
deep
fair.
by himself. You see the shot he did the bye-bye right
That's
next
fair.
to him.
Yeah, you do not talk trash to Trae Young. We learned that in the playoffs.
Right.
Like,
in New York.
Good point.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Andrew?
Yeah, it's a Oklahoma City Summer League. That's where he's playing in.
Okay.
It's in Oklahoma City. It's called a Skins League. It's probably like where like it's like a pro-am league. I would call it like a Drew League.
Yeah.
In
So
Oklahoma City. So it's probably like just him just torching up 50 points per game and.
So he's beating plumbers, is what you're saying.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, well, still, the shot was impressive.
Well,
All right.
what's crazy is you look at that video and Trae Young, like if you were to just pick out, who's the best basketball player? He doesn't look like a good basketball
no.
player. It's like, look at that 5'0" looking dude. Like, what is going on?
He's all fragile.
He does look like 5'0".
Oh yeah, for sure he does. Look at
Oh my God, bro! I can't see
look at
5'0" now.
God,
Alex, is there any way you can find a picture of him later?
we got to see a picture.
5'0" the mouse.
God, this guy has a lot of balls. But anyway, moving on. PJ Tucker. I mean, this is a little throwback. Game 6, Giannis found out he was wearing his signature shoe before Giannis saw it. PJ, obviously, we know is a shoe man. He collects a lot of shoes.
Yep.
But
Sneaker
this
king.
is a little over the top. You got my man Giannis' shoe before he even saw it. Look
so
at this video.
funny.
Got my shoe before me.
For everybody else, bro. I had them.
Bro, this is the first time I've seen this, bro.
He was joking the other day. Everybody laughing about diamonds in my shoes.
God.
Are those real diamonds?
Yes, they are real diamonds.
So those were really $250,000 shoes?
Yes.
The hell out of here.
And then you step in mud. I don't know. Like, I'm not a sign guy. I'm just not it.
I've never been a shoe guy for that very reason. Like shoes are made to protect your feet.
And you got diamonds on them.
Yeah.
I know. I just love how Giannis he's not even like trying to joke. He's like, listen, man, I haven't seen these yet, and you're wearing them or you have them. Like, I just think that's so funny, man. Your own signature shoe, you don't get a pre-release pair. Like, you really don't.
Yeah, that is wild.
Nike's doing him a little dirty.
He's got to talk to his agent.
He's gonna have to talk to his agent.
Well, hopefully we can get the Cade Cunninghams before Cade gets them.
Right, right. But yeah, that's it for Joey's news today.
Awesome. Well, you're back to back, baby, because it's time
baby.
for What's Trending with Jeff.
Back to back like a doubleheader. We got What's Trending with Jeff today, too. Speaking of Giannis, while we're on the topic, his brother Alex Antetokounmpo just declared for the draft recently, and quote from Giannis, "Alex can be better than me." Look at this man move. He plays just like Giannis. Look at him. Oh, my God. He looks just like him running.
Yeah.
He's only 18 years old, and he's dominating these kids in high school.
And this is what kind of scares me about us having the #1 overall pick. Like, this guy's going to go like 18 and become Giannis.
Yeah.
And we're going to look back and be like, oh, man, we should have drafted him. But, you know, the Antetokounmpo brothers are nonstop right now.
No.
3 of them got rings, and the 4th one looks like he's ready to get one.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a 4th one. That was like, it blew my mind. So where are you making these guys?
No, honestly, right. And you don't know where he came from, and then Giannis pops the, hey, he's going to be better than me, or I think he truly can. It's like, all right, we got to start putting this man on our radar.
I've been telling Joey, do your honeymoon in Greece.
Yeah.
This is perfect excuse for reason too.
Look what they're breeding.
Yeah,
we got guys over here
there.
that 6'11". But no, moving on. We talked about we're going to talk about Simone Biles later. But listen, I give gymnasts credit. The ability to float in the air is quite impressive. Like, look at how easily this man does it just for fun. Like, dude,
that's unreal.
Who's that?
I don't. He
doesn't matter.
He doesn't matter. Like, the ability to jump like that. Like, Jesus.
Spider-Man?
No, that's actually what I was gonna say. I'm like, he kind of looks like Spider-Man. Like, what are you doing leaping? Hey, he can definitely.
He would have
dunk.
got a terrible score in gymnastics now.
Oh,
yeah, because he
Fish.
didn't stick the
Yeah,
landing.
because he didn't stick the landing.
Yeah.
He
All right,
landed
Fish,
like
your turn. You do
on
all
his
that.
side. Okay, I can't do that, but as a judge, I can judge him because 99% of the gymnastics judges have never done gymnastics.
What do they base it off, Fish? Just landing and
landing and the trick. So the trick would have been a high score, but the landing would have been, I don't know how many points they take off. They probably wouldn't take off too many points, but if the other people do that and stick the landing, they obviously would have beat
Yeah, if he
him.
falls like that, they take off a full point.
Is it a full point?
Yep.
Okay.
So he's
And then,
gotta land both feet
If you take a
flat-footed.
step, it's usually like minus 0.3. And if
So
you take 2 steps.
he'd still be in the high 90s.
Yeah,
but-
no, that guy's impressive, honestly. I can do a cartwheel, and that's about
But
it.
if different people do the same trick and land it, then he's gonna get crushed.
dang, Fish
So-
speaking the facts. All right, but no, that's still, to me, that was ridiculous. I mean, I've never seen anyone do that. I don't really watch gymnastics, but moving on.
Olympics, you should.
All right, listen, Fish. I already got in my Olympics, did basketball, and that's all we're covering today. All right, and then we got. Listen, this is hilarious. We just went over a video yesterday of a grandpa running routes again on the field and cooking people up. Now we got guys on the court splashing, but look at his jump shot. We call it a grandpa shot, but if it's working, why fix it?
No way.
This is how he shoots.
A left-handed hook shot three-pointer, and this guy's making them?
Bruh.
No.
Hey.
Trey Young's got nothing on him.
Yeah, right. No, this is Trey Young's father with that jump shot.
It does look like Trey Young's father.
What did I just watch?
I don't know.
The evolution of the sky hook. That's what you just saw.
What's up, Andrew?
Not gonna lie, that is my signature move, where I will go in the middle of the paint and just do a complete
From
sky
three?
hook.
From three?
Not
He's
from
doing
three,
from
but
three,
I'll do it
yeah.
from the mid range. That's tough. I'll do it from the mid range. I'll put a sky hook up.
The sky hook is it's very hard to defend because your entire body width, and then you have your arm length too. It's,
Yeah.
it's
And if you're
impossible to block.
splashing from there, it's like, come on, dude.
yeah,
That's
splash them. That's insane.
That is some video game stuff. But yeah, that is it for today with Jeff's news and what's trending with Jeff.
All right, well, some other news in the Olympics. Simone Biles pulling out and kind of leaving her team hanging. I'm probably going to piss some people off coming up next, but, you know, that's my opinion. And we're going to talk about it next on the Woodward Sports Network. Good morning to you. Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for following along, being a part of the chat, and offering up your opinions. And this is a touchy situation because anytime we're dealing with mental health, obviously you take mental health seriously. You don't know what people are going through. But at the same time, in team sports, you got to be there for your teammates. And that's something that I will stand on, and this is a hill that I will die on, too. And Simone Biles pulling out of the Olympics, to me, for the reasons that she gave, and I'm not judge, I'm not jury, but I'm just saying I didn't think it was enough for her and what she said. And she wasn't comfortable with the landing that she had. And she said her head wasn't in the right space. And I understand all that. That is something you got to work through. But that's what athletics is. It throws obstacles in front of you that you have to overcome. You can't always be on your A game. Champions take those opportunities and bring something new to the table. And that is what I need to see out of champions. And when Simone Biles leaves her team for the gold medal game and just quits, and her teammates are looking at her while she's giving this statement, like, I wasn't watching her when she was speaking. I was watching her teammates. Because let's take Simone Biles out of this, right? Let's do Patrick Mahomes, okay? Super Bowl, playing Tom Brady, Tampa Bay. Mahomes comes out day of the game and says, you know what? I threw some bad passes in practice. My head's not really in the game. I'm not going to play the Super Bowl. We would be roasting his ass. Yeah. Roasting him, flame-throwing him. Scottie Pippen missed a game for a migraine back in the 90s. He still hasn't heard the end of it. So, like, we are holding people to different standards, and leading up to this, Simone Biles put GOAT all over her leotards. She self-proclaimed this is her new logo. GOATs show up for the gold medal. GOATs show up for their teammates. GOATs don't leave people hanging. And that's my biggest thing with this is you got to be there for your teammates. If this was an individual sports, Naomi Osaka wanted to pull out of tennis, fine. You're not affecting anybody but Naomi Osaka. These other teammates work just as hard, put you on the team. We're expecting you to be there to deliver, and you back down on them. And that's just tough for me to look at. And like I said, I get it, mental health. But she didn't really say she was having mental health issues. She didn't say she was depressed. She was just saying she wasn't in the right headspace to compete. I don't buy that. And Jeff, I know you kind of are on the opposite side of the fence, right?
Well, she kind of said it was mental health.
What'd she say?
She said she has some things she's dealing with, whatever, but she'll get over it.
Yeah,
she didn't specify, but yeah, just basics.
Get over it in a week.
Right.
Like, or know that you're going into this game not being mentally sound and pull out before that so your team has time. Because now they won silver. Great. Congratulations. But we should have won gold.
And I will say
they were favored in that event, too.
They were favored.
And real quickly, just to give some pushback, like we gotta understand, guys. Simone Biles has 27 gold medals in Olympics and World Championships, and she's only 24. So at such a young age, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily. This isn't really a team sport. I mean, we have a team of USA people on the team, but it's mostly an individual sport. I mean, 90 seconds on a global stage, and that's it. And she's representing America, so I can understand. Hey, if you're not in the right headspace, she does proclaim she's the GOAT. But like, hey, if you're not 100% to give it your all, I can see a reason for backing out. It's just the timing. I agree with Stick though. Like the timing doesn't make a lot of sense, but. We have to understand that there is people that go through this. Like, she is human. Michael Phelps, back in the day, he almost took his own life for other reasons. But Osaka withdrew from the French Open. Like, we have a lot of cases like this. And I think mental health, especially nowadays, like, the conversation has increased. People are speaking out about it more. But I think my point of view is simply just I understand it because at such a young age to be that great and she understands that every time she steps on that stage she has to perform. It's like I can't imagine the mental pressure she goes through and especially nowadays, guys, we have to understand it's COVID during this time. There's no audience or family in the arena. She has nobody in that arena with her. So to go through these things in another country, maybe on a stage she's not comfortable with, and she's thinking, hey, I can't perform to my best abilities. I don't know. I don't really hate on her for it.
Stick just pissed out a kidney stone like 2 days ago. When you look at her at right now.
He's built different
for the team. It's a team sport.
I'm the GOAT.
Yeah. She is the GOAT when it comes like gymnastics. Like it's undeniably she's great. I totally feel you, Stick, on the point with this difference from Naomi Osaka. Like this is a team sport. Look at Michael Phelps. He had those mental struggles, yes, but guess what? He still showed up. He still performed. And I think we gotta like pump the brakes a little bit on the mental distress stuff and giving people excuses or not excuses. Like I get it, you have issues sometimes, like I do too. Everyone does. You go through them, but there's certain responsibilities or things that you commit to that you kind of just need to do. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, especially at that point too. Like you're representing the country. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. The one argument that I sided with a little bit is last night. Josh Parisian, Michigan UFC fighter, he was talking about it last night, and he said that I guess the main difference that he switched the flip for me was like she could break her neck, I guess, if she's like not in the mental headspace and she doesn't land right. But
I feel like that's in general. You can break your neck.
Yeah, that's the risk you run by being an Olympian, period, and competing in there. And someone just commented, "Stick, don't you have ADHD? Think about how many people don't get it or don't think it's real." And that's fair. People don't understand the way my brain works, and I'm okay with that. But I don't shut down because of it. I don't not show up because of it. Like, I don't come to you guys and be like, "Guys, my ADHD is really bad today, so sorry, I'm not going to work. You handle everything." I would never do that to my teammates. Now, and that's what really I'm focusing on with this, because it's tough. And this is what Simone Biles had to say when she was asked about why she was pulling out of the Olympics. And honestly, watch her teammates, like, they're just like staring at her like, what is going on right now?
To focus on my well-being, and there's more to life than just gymnastics, and it is very unfortunate that it has to happen at this stage, because I definitely wanted this Olympics to go a little bit better. But again, take it one day at a time. We're going to see how the rest goes.
Did you see that one girl's head snap up when she said there's more to life than gymnastics? Because that is their life.
Right.
Like, they're Olympians. That's all they've dedicated day in, day out. They've trained for it. And to have your lead dog just go, yeah, there's more to life than this. Go do your thing. It's tough. And, that's why I want to take Simone Biles out of it, because, obviously there's just a little bit of a different connotation with that. And that's why I wanted to point to, like, a Patrick Mahomes. Tom Brady. If Tom Brady did this, we would be fucking killing him right now. If Jordan did this Game 7, it was like, like I said, Pippen, we're still railing Pippen for a headache that happened 30 years ago. So you just got to show up for your teammates. That's really my big thing in this.
This is worse than, like, the day of the game, too. This is like the second quarter of the game, because they're still in the competition. It's still going on. Fish, I know you've been watching it.
What do you have to say, Fish? What's up?
Oh, so Jeff, you alluded to age and all the medals and stuff. Well, you got to realize in gymnastics, 24 is the equivalent of like 60. So she may not go to Paris in 2024.
But
so
still,
she's probably done.
27 gold medals, Fish, in the Olympics.
And that's probably another reason why it's so disappointing, is because she is so talented.
Right.
The age in gymnastics is like, what is it, 16 to 25 is like your limit, and then after that, you're like done.
Right.
That's why you see 8-year-olds doing gymnastics, because they know they only have till 24, and then they're done. But they retire and do other jobs. Maybe work at a gas station, or they probably have a better job than that. But you get the point.
One thing I do have a problem with, and we can all mutually agree here, is like the timing of it is just not realistic.
Yeah.
Like, if you would have went like I get Osaka did it before. Did she do it right before the French Open?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
she did before the event.
That's a little
that's what I'm
bit.
saying.
You
This
can kind
during.
of see her point of view.
Well,
but
no, Osaka did it during the event.
middle of the event,
She
like
did.
after-
She did like
The first round.
Yeah, first round. Yeah.
Okay, so both of them. We'll throw them both in the same conversation. You have to.
Because
These
she
things
was going to get disqualified after she didn't speak. She got fined, then she was going to get disqualified, and then she's like, okay, I'll pull out.
These things.
But even then, she's just representing herself. Like, Simone Biles in this situation is representing a team and a country. It's a different scenario, and I do hope she figures out, because like that stuff sucks.
Well, Osaka's
we've
still
all been through it. We all have these daily challenges. It's a human thing. Like, I hope she does get better, because that stuff does suck. But
I know tennis is individual, but Osaka's still representing Japan, whether she's part of the Olympics or
she's
part of the French
representing
Open.
herself, though. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It wasn't an Olympic event.
Yeah, but
There's
the
just so
country-
many people with mental
but
health
the country
issues
is what
that have to
she's
go to
a-
work today to pay bills and
Yep.
stuff like that.
But
They don't
she's
have the
a god
luxury
in
of just
Japan.
saying, I quit, I can't do this anymore, and move on with their life. And it's not fair to her teammates, and I'll keep going back to that. And obviously, as a teammate, if you came to me and you said you had mental health issues, obviously I'm here to support you.
Yeah.
And same goes for everybody in this room.
Yep.
But at the same time, if it's like, hey, I wasn't feeling well, I didn't really land my landing the way I wanted to, my head's not in it, so I'm pulling out, I'd be like, well, wait.
Yeah.
Please at least tell me there's more to this than that.
Yeah.
It'd be like right before we come on show, I'm like, hey, Stick, I got mental health issues, I'm out. Like right before the show, like you got to get these things handled beforehand. Like if Simone Biles is going through something, which, hey, I'm not trying to say it's not insignificant.
Right, she may be.
She may be, and that's perfect. We understand, like she's obviously only 24, like you got to give her a break, but these things all are timely mannered. You got to watch, like you can't be in the middle of, right, like you said, before gold, like, hey guys, there's more to this than gymnastics, I'm out. Like,
yeah, to say that to your team who's dedicated their life on gymnastics is crazy.
Yeah. You know what? No, it's like reminds me a lot. It reminds me of like Isaiah Thomas and with the Celtics when his sister died. He could have easily said, you know what, I'm going to take the day off. But no, he kind of like made that his peace. And I'm really surprised how she everyone calls her the GOAT. She wears stuff as a GOAT. And she really just said, you know what, I'm going to back out. It's like being in the fourth quarter. It's going to be like, or even Phelps. You know, Phelps dealt with a lot of mental health issues.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of pressure. And you read, there's a great documentary. It's on HBO. And it's about Olympians and the depression. Because when you train for Olympics, they only get the spotlight for every 4 years, for 1 week a year. And that's it. And then after it, they have a lot of these mental health issues and a lot of depression. I understand that. But in that type of situation, in that final moment, and you say, I'm going to back out, that's where it kind of gets me there's more. I get it, there's mental health, but at the same time, you got to be there for your teammates.
Yep.
If I was at, this is for example, some practice. Do you think I want to go to practice at 5:15 in the morning every single day? No.
Yeah.
I mean, for 3 days a week, but we do because we care. We care about winning a championship.
Yeah. Right.
And I think that's the thing for her was they looked up to her. And then and now the way she kind of ended it, you just don't. I get there's pressure, but it is me. I just shook my head, and my friends and I were talking in our group chat. We're like, why would she ever do that to her teammates? Imagine if we did that on one of our teams. I think our coaches would rip us apart.
Well, then doubling down by saying, well, swimming isn't everything. That's kind of a slap in the face to you. But, and all this being said, everybody goes through tough times. Everybody on this planet is fighting something.
Yeah.
Everybody is I'm a firm believer, treat people how you want to be treated because you never know the battles they're fighting. When I was dealing with some major stuff in my life, nobody knew, if you approached me on the street. So I have empathy for people, and I understand that we're all battling something here and there. But if you choose to be a professional athlete, and I know Olympics are supposedly amateur, but they're getting paid. If that's your role, you got to be there. You just have to be there. So it's a touchy situation. Obviously, people have lots of big opinions on it, and I don't want to offend anybody, but at the same time, show the hell up for your teammates. And we could kind of wrap up this conversation with that. But do you guys have anything else you want to throw in there on this?
I will quickly, Izzy. I just want to say that was a good point by Andrew to bring up the Isaiah Thomas, because a lot of NBA players, and we don't mean to compare sports, but these guys go through things that, listen, when his sister died, I'm sure he had anxiety. I'm sure he had depression. I'm sure he was going through all kinds of stuff, and he still went to a playoff game injured.
Brett Favre's dad.
Perfect example. Brett Favre's dad.
Those games were their escape. This seemed like, I know at that point they already had locked in. Gold wasn't like an opportunity for them. It felt like she was kind of like a sore loser. But I think part of the reason why she could quit is because she is the GOAT at the same time. It's like, who's to say, hey, who's your coach? Like, hey, get in there and do it. It's like, bitch, I'm the best at this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but
I'm
put a bow on it before the Olympics.
She did quit. Absolutely.
You're never going to be able to take away what she's already accomplished, and she is, arguably the greatest gymnast of all time. Never going to take that away. But, if you knew you were having these issues going in, you probably could have handled them a little bit better. And that's it. If it was an individual sport, that's fine. Team sport, you got to be there for your team.
Thanks.
And speaking of team, where's our people? Our people at 8 Mile. This is on the team right here. 8 Mile and Woodward, a good combination. Born in Detroit, so make sure you pick this up this weekend and enjoy some Olympics while you're doing it. It's good. It's available at any local Meijer store, so go pick it up and ask for it at your local watering hole. And if it's not there, make sure they order it and get it in. It's 8 Mile vodka. Love it.
Welcome to the Call Sam Chopper Shop, where you can win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time.
Watch as the Bad Pig Custom team turns this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
And when it's finished, we'll be donating the bike to Volunteers of America Michigan to raffle off in support of our vets.
A great cause to give back to those who've given so much.
Watch for Call Sam Chopper Shop episodes on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/chopper shop.
Welcome back. It is the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Tons of stuff going on in the sports world today. Kory is at Allen Park right now for Lions training camp.
Too.
Dude, Corey's he's talking to us while he's leaving the screen. That was amazing. So we'll be getting updates all day long from Kory at Allen Park, and make sure you follow us on social media for all the updates as well at Woodward Sports. So the Pistons draft tomorrow night, baby. And what are we talking? In 36 hours, we'll have a new Piston.
Yes.
Maybe 2, depending on what Troy Weaver does with the rest of his assets and moving back on up into that first round. I'm so happy right now.
That was like a relief of finally we've landed number 1 in the top 3, and it won't be Darko in this draft. So you know what? Let's get hype.
Yeah, and obviously the first time in 50 years that we have that number 1 overall pick.
Bob Linear, baby.
Yes, so one thing we wanted to do is revisit some of the Pistons drafts, good and bad, and I want you guys to participate in this. Who is the worst Pistons draft pick of all time? Because that's what we're going to be discussing first right now. Then we'll get into the best, but right now, who is the worst Pistons draft pick of all time? Put it in the comments so we can get your view on this. Obviously, Darko is going to be the lead dog, but there's a whole bunch of other people on this list that we want to get to. And our very own NBA contributor to WoodwardSports.com, Andrew Jonah, is here with his list. He went through the history, and this was only like through the past like 30 years.
30. Well, we actually went back to almost 40 years.
Okay.
50 years. There's a couple guys from the 60s actually are in there too. So
nice. Well,
50.
let's get on into it, man. Number 10.
The
Who do you got at number 10?
Lance Blanks.
Lance Blanks.
Lance Blanks.
God.
Who is that guy?
How many years did he last in the league? I mean, you don't have it written down, but I'm curious.
So he was drafted in 1990, laced first round pick by the Pistons. And Blank, this is a crazy fact.
Ooh.
He only played a total of 142 games, 3 seasons, and 298 points.
Oh, what pick did we draft him?
26 in 1990.
Okay.
Not
I
bad.
feel better about that.
But
then.
fun fact, he was a GM at one point with the Suns in around the 2010s and the Cavs for a little bit. So he's been, he's
Made
had a
the
little
transition.
He actually was a solid GM then, because the 2010s was Steve Nash's.
Yeah, he
right?
was.
Or he was at the Lakers then.
Towards the end.
Yeah.
He's one of those classic cases where you're pretty decent at basketball, but you're smarter at it than you are talented.
Yeah.
And that's why he probably made it in the league, but couldn't make it in the league.
He does something now with like the pro leagues in Africa, I think, or something like that. But he does stuff right
there. Did you see Obama's jumping on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Obama's going to Africa.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, he's joining the NBA as like a little league in Africa, and I think he's gonna be a part owner in there or something like that. He's working on it. So yeah, it's sweet.
All right. Who is number 9 on your list of all-time worst Pistons draft picks?
This guy's name is Rodney Stuckey.
Oh.
So back in the day, there was this guy, and Stuckey decided to block the shit out of him. He's an all-time great player. Alex, if you have that picture up, he's an all-time great player. His name is Andrew Jonah.
You got blocked by Rodney
I got
Stuckey?
blocked by Ronnie Stuckey back in, whatever, if he has a picture, by Ronnie Stuckey back when I was at training camp, at his training camp.
Look at his
There
lead,
it is.
man.
I had to lead into that. I would get the block out of him. I went to his training camp, and he blocked the shit out of me. My mom got this picture of me back in the day.
Hey, real quick, Rodney, he was a low-key a bucket. When he was here. He got
He
about
was.
his 14, 15. He wasn't bad.
I remember we traded for Iverson, and I went to the game with my uncle, like one of the next games, right after we got him. And my uncle's like, "Oh, Iverson's going to drop 40 tonight." And I was like, "He's old, man. Like, Stuckey's going to drop 40." And no shit, Rodney Stuckey dropped 40.
He did.
Yeah.
Stuckey had his moments, and honestly, Stuckey was he was the result of Darko, because we traded Darko to Orlando, and that's the pick we got back from Orlando and ended up drafting Stuckey. So to me, it was like he was supposed to be the vindication, and like, okay, maybe we could turn some lemons into lemonade, and we turned it into a good player. Solid point guard, but never really came through in the league.
He always talked about how the problem was that when he's on the Pistons, there's too much with the roster going on with Josh Smith, and there's too much roster movement.
That was going on too. Did anybody else think he looked like 50 Cent a little bit?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
He's got 50 Cent vibe.
We've had Bobby Shmurda, 50 Cent,
J. Cole.
Yeah, J. Cole.
Can't forget J. Cole. All right, who is number 8 on your list?
Greg Monroe. Greg Monroe, this is the problem with Greg Monroe. He just played in the wrong era of basketball. He was in that time where the game was changing, and his game never flourished. He never developed like Andre did. Andre was one of those guys. He kind of developed more than that wing player. But this is actually him this week playing. Yeah, he's got a little bit of hop to his stuff now. This was in a summer league.
Above the rim,
He's
Greg
playing
Monroe.
still, yeah. But he really never got with the game and the times. But he was still a style player, but he wasn't the greatest. I would say even on the
I thought he was a decent pick coming out of Georgetown. I was excited
too.
to see what he could do. You know, I was expecting him to be a little more Tim Duncan than he was. You know, big fundamental type dude.
Moose.
Yeah, but we traded him to where did we trade him to? Minnesota.
Or
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Yeah, we traded him to Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
And he, like Andrew said, I think it was the wrong era. The guy never really formed a jump shot, and in 2010, that's when centers they started to space the floor. So it's like Greg Monroe kind of got left in the past a little bit, but the guy wasn't bad. But it wasn't a smart.
It's like he wore cinder block 17s shoes.
Yeah.
Just so slow out there.
Slow out there, man. He would have dominated like the 1990s probably.
All right, who you got at number 7 on your list?
The one and only Brandon Knight, the Piston that we all know as the most famous for these 2 plays. The first one was remember DeAndre Jordan just blocking the shit out of him. And the second one,
that was one of the most brutal blocks in NBA history.
And then he also got
but
one of those brutal blocks in history. I think that really ended his career. And then
at least he tried.
Yeah, when he tried. Yeah. Every year for DeAndre Jordan's birthday, you see this picture. And then the other one, remember the Kyrie Irving, he just crossed a shove and Rising Stars 2 years later. So that's basically on his carear after 2 years of the league.
Yeah, I think he got his soul snatched in that exchange with Kyrie because like after then he just wasn't the same.
No. Yeah. You know what's kind of upsetting too? We picked Brandon Knight 8th over Kemba Walker, Klay Thompson, and Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, we don't want any of those guys.
Yeah. We love Brandon Knight.
You could drive yourself insane going back through the draft picks and seeing who we passed on. It's awful.
Yeah, that's one of those things. If you really look at a lot of these picks, I didn't really pick them. Like Luke Kennard could have been a Donovan Mitchell. You know, a 2012. I don't know if we even had a pick then. That could have been Damian Lillard, you know, or Devin Booker or someone like that. I mean, these are just all guys who are like, damn, we could have had these guys on our team. And it wasn't really this list wasn't bad players. It's more of like, damn, we could have had this player on our team instead.
Yeah, hindsight's 50-50 though. It's like no one was really clamoring or like screaming and yelling that we should draft like a lot of the names that were like, oh, we should have picked them, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, where are we at? Number 5?
Number 6.
Number 6. Who do you got at number 6 on your list?
Austin Day.
Oh.
You know, just like the way I described it in my article that I'm going to post today, it's just nothing special. He basically ride the bench with the Spurs and won a championship.
Yep. He did have a sweet jumper. When he was on, he could hit the jumper, and I was excited because obviously my last name's Day. So when we drafted him, I was like, oh, all right, this is awesome.
That's my cousin.
Right, even though he spelled his name a little bit different than me. He spells
Got
his
the E at the end.
E.
Yeah, with an E, but either way, Austin Day was not what he was supposed to be. I mean, he was tall too. He was like 6'10".
Yeah.
You thought
Shoot
he was
the
going to
ball.
have that jumper. Like you thought he was going to be the evolution, but
I thought we were expecting Tayshaun. Like when we had him, like that's what I was expecting to get out of him. He's never formed.
nope. All right, number 5 on your list, Andrew Jonah.
Okay, next is Matisse Cleaves. You know, he just wasn't. He was just a great college player, never a great pro. I would say that's the best way to describe Matisse Cleaves. He wore that rocking jersey, though, that red with the old Pistons, but that's really it about Matisse Cleaves.
Do you like the red ones? Stick?
No, I don't like those jerseys at all.
No.
I hate that whole era. I really do. I mean, they're sweet now to look at as throwbacks, but like when Joe Dumars took over and said, I don't bleed teal, I felt that.
Yeah. Man.
Like, I felt the exact same way. Matisse Cleaves, coming out of college, you wanted this guy. National champion, but it just shows, if you're a great college player, that doesn't always transcend into the NBA, and that's what happened with Matisse Cleaves. Good guy, love him, but not a great Piston at all by any stretch of the imagination. He did go play for the Kings and did okay for a little bit, but yeah.
He's more of a college guy.
Yep. Yeah. All right, who we got next, Andrew Jonah?
Our next player is Henry Ellison. Like you look at that pick at the end, like he was picked over. He was picked over a couple of guys, and he was just never great. He just kept on playing the G League and the Grand Rapids Drive, and that's really the only shining moments. Was the Summer League that one year we're all like, oh, this is it. Henry Ellison going to be so sweet, and it's turned out to be garbage. He's not even in the NBA anymore, actually. He's playing in the Spanish League now.
And let me
there
just
you go,
add,
Fish.
And we hate looking back and saying who we could have gotten, but it's as bad as Henry Ellison went 18th, and 19th was Malik Beasley, and 20th was Karis LeVert. So 2 guys that put up 20 points a game. It's like you were one off. It's not like we missed on the guy. Just one pick. Just you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's what it is. What it is.
SVG just loved his white guys that could shoot.
Yeah, and the guy couldn't shoot when he got in the league, so it didn't even.
Well, that's when he was at his best when he was in Orlando. You know, he had Turkoglu who could
JJ
shoot.
Redick.
Yeah, he had Redick who could shoot. So he was trying to redo that here, and it just did not work.
And I saw it for a bit with Drummond because it correlates to like Dwight a little bit. Obviously, there's a huge difference now we see, but that's why I thought the direction he was going.
Yeah, no luck. All right, who's next? Andrew Jonah?
Stanley Johnson. You know, I did a lot of research about Stanley Johnson, like out of all these guys. Did you know he's the third best player in his high school after high school? He was the third best prospect. He was the Pac-12 player. He was supposed to be like, you know, when we had that era where it was like, we should have been good, and then all of a sudden he just flopped.
Yeah, and he had that one playoff series against LeBron where it looked like this guy can guard.
Yeah.
He didn't shut him down, but he guarded him
He
well.
in his ass.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, next year this dude's going to take the leap forward and be our defensive stopper.
Exactly.
And wah.
Yeah, and the thing about Stanley Johnson is we could have had Michigan's own Graham's own Devin Booker instead.
I can't even get into it. He's my favorite player in the league right now, so I could talk all day.
Devin Booker didn't want to come here. He didn't really care about the Pistons, I hear.
Yeah, I heard that too.
That's all he talked about in the finals.
Yes.
Jesus.
Come on, Stan.
Come on.
Get it together. No wonder he's not a coach right now. Go on, though.
Who else is on this list?
Number 2 is Rodney White.
I love that you put him on this list because when we were talking about this, I brought him up, and you were like, who the hell is Rodney White?
Yeah. I mean,
lottery pick, Rodney White. Look at these old footage of Rodney White.
Yeah.
It was like 2001?
Yeah. He was drafted 2001.
9th overall.
Fun fact, he was averaging 18 points in college, got to the league, 3.5 points per game.
Yeah, he was out of North Carolina, I believe, and they were touting him as the next Jordan. Like, honestly, he has the potential to be the next Jordan. Like, number 9 overall pick. We were all excited, and what an absolute abortion of a pick.
What was the issue? What was his issue? Like, why did he?
He's just one of those guys where he could man people up and be bigger and stronger than them in college, but once he got to the league, you know, they're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster, and you can't just bully people anymore. You have to be good. He just wasn't good, man, and I honestly don't know if there's anything behind that. It's just I remember being very excited about Rodney White and then being very disappointed that I was excited about Rodney White.
And one thing I don't understand, like obviously we're not in the NBA, we don't know, but how do these players like come into college, like Jimmer Ferret, these guys like dominate college? And I get it, like it's a different game, but if you're scoring like 20 plus in college, like when Kevin Durant, I know it's Kevin Durant, but he got into college, dropped 25 his freshman year and got drafted. Like if these guys can score in college, usually it translates, but some guys just like fall off a cliff.
It's that Euroball thing that you were talking about earlier. It's more X's and O's in college, where NBA, it's the best of the best, and you let them get freaky.
Right, but there's also the reverse side of the coin where you got a Steph Curry who lit it up at Davidson and people were still doubting him because of his size, or Trae Young who lit it up at Texas and they're like, oh, he's not going to be a good pro. Like, so evaluators are weird. It's so tough to figure out what these young – because look at Giannis. When he got drafted, the dude does not look like he's ever going to be a great player. He looks young as hell, frail as hell, but 5-6 years later – dude's a monster. So you don't know how they're going to grow and all that. Good work ethic is a lot of it too. You know, once you give these kids $1 million, how are they going to respond? That's another thing. So number 1 on your list, Andrew Jonah, and I think we all know where this is going, baby.
Darko.
Put your earplugs in. Oh, God.
Darko. I mean, that's it. I mean, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, or Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo should be a Piston right now.
Now, which player, I mean, let's be real here. Of all 3 of those guys, which do you think wish he was a Piston? Like you had to pick one on which one of them you wish would have been a Piston.
For me, it's Wade. I think Wade was the answer to our problems back then. You know, you put Dwayne Wade on the bench coming off behind Chauncey Billups and Rip Hamilton, and then having that front court moving forward. You have set yourself up for just years of greatness. We didn't really need Carmelo. That's why I didn't go with Carmelo, because we just had drafted Tayshaun Prince. He was coming into his own. We could have moved Carmelo to the 4 maybe. And kept Tayshaun at the 3 if that was the case. Bosh, once again, you know, we had Sheed, we had Memo at that time. We had our big man, but to me, Dwayne Wade, and then obviously you saw what he was able to do in 2006. Like, imagine having that coming off our bench.
And I'm going to say Carmelo, just number 1, Dwayne Wade's the best player besides LeBron in that draft. But Carmelo would have been exciting because, number one, we had guys like Rasheed who could space the floor, and now we're adding in Rip Hamilton, a guy who can space the floor, Chauncey, the floor general. Now we got Melo, the bucket, the walking bucket. You can
We would have been the Warriors before the Warriors.
Melo just didn't play defense, though, man.
But
We
you
would have
would've.
hated
Get him off
here
the bench
in Detroit.
then. Yeah,
Though, if he played with that team.
Yeah, Ben Wallace putting a foot in your ass.
Yeah,
You're probably going to play some defense.
His career would have been so different, man. He probably would have been.
But
totally
Dwayne Wade in a
different player.
Pistons jersey would be absurd, man. That would be absurd.
I think the reason why, if you really look back on that pick, is if you look at all three of those guys, imagine if maybe Rasheed Wallace. I mean, maybe we never gotten Rasheed Wallace, if we never drafted Darko. That's one of those things I always think about. Is Darko, well, he was a terrible pick, yeah. And I think Dumars, the reason why, you hear the rumor, you hear about everything. It's because of that one workout he had, or those workouts he had.
Yeah.
And then you go back to those other guys, say, the workouts don't matter. And that's what we hear from Troy Weaver all the time. He says, these workouts don't matter.
Yeah, they're empty gyms. You're supposed to look good.
Exactly. And
I'm so happy Troy Weaver said that.
And he said that. No, he said that because that's one of those things I was going to relate to. That is because that's the reason why Dumars drafted Darko. Was his workouts. That's it.
Real quickly, too, it's not like a insane idea. Like we hear T-Foss, our guy here at Woodward Sports, says all the time, I tried to warn Joe Dumars not to draft this man.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a genius to just simply look at a guy and be like, listen, he's killing it in the workout. Listen, I can go to LA Fitness. I can hit some threes. But then when the Pistons call me up, it's not going to be the same, boys. It's just how it is.
Yeah. So those are the worst draft picks in Pistons history. Up next, now we get into the fun stuff because now we're going to go the best draft picks in Piston history. And here's a rundown of that top 10 list. Lance Blanks, Rodney Stuckey, Greg Monroe, Brandon Knight, Austin Day, Mateen Cleaves, Henry Ellison, Stanley Johnson, Rodney White, and of course the aforementioned Darko Milicic. When we come back, though, let's have some fun. The best picks that the Pistons have ever done. Obviously, Pistons draft coming up tomorrow, so we want to talk about that. And if you got an idea about who's going to be the number one pick this year, you can go place your bet on it. And you can do it at mybookie.com. That is where you need to go. You can actually pick your over-under on the Lions wins, where they're going to wind up as far as offense and defense and all that good stuff. They have all the lines, all the prop bets, all the good stuff that you need to get your gambling on. So go do it right now. And when you sign up, make sure you enter promo code Woodward, and we will match that first deposit up to 50%.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Welcome back. It's the Morning Woodward Show live. That music always makes me want to talk to him. Baby!
I was laughing earlier because I don't have headphones. Like you two, I'm just sitting here like.
Doop, doop, doop. Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us and being a part of our day. We appreciate it. We just had some bad news delivered about the worst picks in Pistons history. Let's have some fun now with the best picks, and hopefully by next year Cade Cunningham is atop of this list. But let's get into it. Number 10, Andrew Jonah, our NBA sports writer here at woodwardsports.com, came up with these top 10 lists. And who you got top 10 best picks in Piston history? Ooh,
so this guy, he was picked on a territorial draft days, which means so back in the day, it was drafted in 1962. So that means any player in any of their states, so Detroit could have picked one of their hometown boys. Before the draft started, they picked him. He had a solid Pistons career. He never got him a championship, 2 playoff appearances. He averaged 16 points, 11 rebounds per game. And actually, a fun fact, he was the first ever player in history to be a player position coach for 1 season.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. He also played baseball for the White Sox.
What?
Yes. Fun fact from Maz.
What position did he play in basketball?
He's 6'6".
He's 6'6". Yeah,
he played forward back in the day, but back then a forward could be 6'5".
Yeah,
right, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Maz told me also he was a good pitcher for the White Sox for a little bit, for years.
Maz would know.
I saw him pitch.
No, Matt. I showed this list to Max. He goes like, he's like, number 10. You have to add this, Dave. You got to add Dave to this list. You have to add him. So, give up to Maz for that pick.
All right, that is number 10 on your list. Number 9 of the best Pistons draft picks of all time.
Number 9's Lindsey Hunter. You know what? I like Lindsey Hunter. Went back and forth. You know, he came back from 04 and helped us off the bench in that championship team.
The Pitbulls, baby.
Yep, he's actually the third ranked. He made the third most three-pointers in Pistons history, actually. And he's 4th all-time in steals in the franchise.
I love the highlight you pull of him is him missing a free throw. Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
He's getting the steal. I was like, what is going on? Why would you pull that highlight?
No.
That was sick.
No, Lindsey had some of the quickest hands, and you obviously saw this in 04 when Rip and Chauncey would come off the floor, and him and Mike James would go out there. That lockdown, full-court pressure defense changed the tone of many games, and having that ability to come off the bench with those guys was magical.
Yeah.
Magical.
Yeah. He was a good, you know what, he's one of those guys too. He's not the greatest player ever, but he's one of the greatest draft selections they've ever have.
What did they get him at? What was his pick?
They got him at 10th actually.
10?
1993.
That's a solid number 10 pick.
Yeah, I would say he was a solid pick. You know, he helped him a lot. I like Lindsey Hunter. I remember him back in the day.
All right, who we got coming in at number 8?
Number 8, Kelly Trebek. He actually, he didn't really last long with the Pistons for a little bit, but he actually helped them with Isaiah make the playoffs for the first time since 1967. And he's one of the only few Pistons to be a rookie and be a Eastern Conference Player of the Week. And Sadiq Bey was the first one to do it since he did it back in the day. So.
And look at that hair. Like, Jeff, if you were in the 70s, that would be you.
I'd be Kelly.
Yeah, he's got
Kelly
the stash,
Tripucka,
too.
baby.
He got the little stash, too, going for him. So
Yeah, the porn stash in the 70s was it.
Yeah.
Like, if you weren't rocking that porn stash, something was up.
Yep.
Like, you look like a molester if you didn't have a mustache back then. That's what's weird about the 70s.
It's just crazy. Like I get up and laugh to think about these guys with that stash, that hair, and those high shorts hitting buckets. Like, think about it. Like, nowadays when you look at a basketball player, like, man, that guy's badass. Back in the day, that was badass right there. That dude.
All right, who you got next on your list?
Number 7 is our man, Tayshaun Prince, the Palace of the Prince. One of the greatest shot blockers in Pistons history. We'll go back to that day. He was never an all-star.
Really? What?
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you remember that year when they had all 5 or 4 of the starters?
He was not there.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
also, they have not retired his jersey yet.
What do you mean?
I don't think they retire his jersey.
Yeah.
Though. Honestly,
it's one of those debates where, he is, the nickname Palace Prince, it's one of those things where it's always a debate of if they should retire his jersey or not, but it'd be one of those things they do where they need, ticket selling. And
he does have the block. It's, super iconic.
It's hard.
But
I feel like jersey retirement's like longevity of greatness. Like Tayshaun was great, but after 2013 he left and was really nothing for 6-7 years.
And let's be honest, when we look at that starting 5, how are you ranking it? Tayshaun's probably going to be number 5, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to put him above Ben Wallace. You're not going to put him above Sheed. You're not going to put him above Chauncey. You're not going to put him above Rip. So, how deep do we want to go with retiring jerseys? I guess is the question.
That is a debate too about him. So
I thought he'd be higher on this list. I'm interested to hear the rest of it.
Yeah, that's a good list.
Yeah.
All right, who we got next?
Number 6 is the biggest what if in Pistons history, Grant Hill.
Yeah.
I had to put Grant Hill 6 just because his shorter Pistons career, he got traded in the day. He was putting up stats. I was seeing his stats that he was compared to LeBron stats and all that stuff.
Oh, man.
Look at that.
Back in the day, till that catastrophic injury 6 days before the playoffs started.
You can speak to it more than any of us. You watched him live. I can only watch these highlights. Was he comparison to LeBron? Or what was his style
Jordan?
of play?
LeBron's better than Grant Hill.
For sure.
Style of play, I guess similar because he was bigger, but he didn't have the bulk that LeBron had to just straight up bully people.
Yeah.
But fundamentally, absolutely sound. Great shooter, great passer, great dribbling. He was an all around great player. So in that aspect, yes. But honestly, I can't think of anybody to compare him to because there hasn't been a Grant Hill since then.
Yeah.
Wow. He's really one of one.
Yeah, I remember when Vinny was on the show, he compared Cade to Grant Hill. I remember that. I remember on the show he was talking about this. He sees a lot of Grant Hill in him, and then some scouts do see a little bit Grant Hill and Cade actually, which is actually a fun fact for it.
Yeah, we just didn't put a good team around.
Yeah,
and another reason why I don't want to put him on that LeBron level is because he never elevated the team to what LeBron has elevated his teams to. And as much as a LeBron hater I am, I still don't deny what I see on the court. I just hate the guy off the court.
I think going to the playoffs with Grant Hill.
Huh?
Were they going to the playoffs?
They went a couple of years.
They were, but they were limping in. It's not like they were a dominant team. They weren't ever a 4 seed or anything like that. Yeah.
I was really deep dive in this list, you read a lot. This is literally the common thing Slick was saying. They never built a great team around Grant Hill. They just never built
They never
team.
gave him the pieces. So
No.
But him by himself wasn't enough to carry us to that next level.
Yeah.
And Grant Hill, I mean, dude, to me, he's one of the greatest Pistons of all time. But the injury struck him down early, and he just didn't have the team around him to be productive.
Yeah.
Great point forward, though. Guy could do it all. Yeah, he can.
Yeah, he was great in college, too. National champion. I mean, everybody talks about that Christian Laettner shot, but who threw the ball three-quarter court? Grant Hill.
Right.
Like, that's a hell of a pass you got to make, too.
Dimes. What's up, Andrew? Go on.
We're ready for number 5?
Yes, ready. Sir. Let's do it.
Dave Bing. You know, back in the day, if you read a lot about him and you look at his highlights, he was one of the most explosive, athletic players back in in the 67, like when he was drafted in '67.
Back in the mustache days.
Yep, back in the mustache. He was drafted in 1967, and he actually led all rookies that season in points. He scored 20 points per game for the Pistons.
As a rookie?
Yes, and there's no three-point line.
Wow, that's even crazy.
Yeah,
so it is crazy watching old NBA footage without a three-point line.
Yeah.
It's so
Look at
weird.
his jersey. That's actually kind of hard.
Yeah.
I would love a jersey like that, actually.
Those are dope jerseys.
Yeah.
Now, Bing was a great player for us, obviously Hall of Famer, and just overall good guy.
Good guy, yeah.
Yep.
I see him a lot. He comes to a lot of Pistons games.
Does he?
Yeah, he'll sit. I see him a lot, actually. He'll sit with his wife, and he'll bring like a friend or two. He goes
so easy to spot out, too.
He goes to every game.
Yeah.
I mean, he goes to every game. It's kind of crazy, and it's good. I mean, he's a good guy, and I mean, I've never talked to him, never met him, but I've always seen him around like the Little Caesars Arena and walking around with his wife. So, yeah.
Nice.
Good guy.
All right, who is next on your list?
The last time we had the number 1 pick, a guy named Bob Lanier.
Yes,
Our
sir.
last number 1 pick. He ranked 2nd in rebounds in Pistons all the time, 3rd and 4th in block shots. Lanier made the playoffs 4 times, but never made it past the second round. He only made the second round. That's it. And he made the 7 All-Star games, and he actually was an All-Star game MVP in 1974.
Wow.
With the Pistons.
And he had a size 22 shoe. He had like the biggest shoe in the league before Shaq got into it. Like, dude was just a beast. Yeah.
And he's smaller than Shaq, like by like a couple inches. So that's still impressive. The guy was massive.
Yeah, his foot was like this big, man. It's insane.
That's scary.
It is scary. Yeah, I wear a size 14, and I think that's big. I can't even imagine 22.
Yeah, that's wild.
Andrew Jonah, what size shoes you wear? You're a big
12.
kid. You're a 12? Okay.
Yeah, I'm a 12.
I was only 12?
Yeah. I'm a 12 and a half, depending on the shoe, though. But usually 12.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, who is next?
The Worm. Dennis Rodman, one of the biggest steals in the second round in NBA history. We all know Defensive Player of the Year for the Pistons. One of those, if you really listen to documentaries, he really enjoyed that family and culture atmosphere with the Pistons. He just never, he was just that guy who says, hey, I'm going to do whatever it takes for us to win.
Right.
I'm going to go here, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go here.
Yeah,
type of guy.
He's amazing. He was my favorite player growing up in the bad boy days. Like, I love Dennis Rodman. I went to his basketball camp at Eastern Michigan University when I was a kid, and like got to meet him and stuff. And Dennis Rodman to me that's how basketball should be played. Like, because that's a prime example of what we were talking about. How these college kids they get to the league and everybody catches up with them.
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman, you couldn't catch up with him because he wouldn't quit. His motor never stopped. He was going to play aggressive. He was going to play hard 100% of the time, and he is everything you want in a competitor.
Yeah. His story is amazing.
Yeah.
There's a great documentary about his whole life, how he was a janitor at some point, and he went to community college, homeless, and he moved in with a family, and he went to like junior college basketball, and then the Pistons drafted him. It's amazing story, and how like Isaiah talks about how they brought him as a family member. It was a family atmosphere for him. Like he felt that emotion, so he was just really emotional about the guys on the team. He's always around sometimes in Detroit too. He comes around once in a while to those games.
Okay. Yeah, and you gotta love like if you watch the Last Dance documentary of how they handled him. Like, hey, listen, Michael, you got to stay in the hotel room. You got a game tomorrow. You want to go to Vegas there, Dennis Rodman? Go smash a few celebrities. Go ahead. Just make sure you're back for game time. Yeah. Like how you had to manage those guys differently, but that's how Phil Jackson got the most out of Dennis Rodman. So Rodman definitely a second round steal.
And real quick, like Rodman, we talk about like obviously in the second round, but even in college, like as much, he's a funny character, obviously, and he has a lot of funny opinions, but like he still put up numbers in college, and he might not even have trained, as hard as everyone else. He was just so talented. He worked so he played so hard, like Stig said. He just never quit. I think he put up like 26 and 16 rebounds at 6'7". Like, that's unheard of.
He's amazing.
I just hope his personal story gets shared more because there's tons of people out there like that who don't have passion to drive that.
And honestly, to go back to Simone Biles, like, you want to talk about mental health and you want to talk about struggles. Like, dude almost blew his head off in the Palace parking lot, you know, at some point. But he was still out there grinding every single day.
Yep.
All right. Who's next on your list?
Joe Dumars.
Joe Dumars.
He's an all-time leader for the Pistons in 3 points made, 993s for the Pistons. Most games ever played in that uniform in history of the Pistons. Finals MVP in 1989, and he assembled that great old team. Even though he drafted Darko, one of the worst mistakes of Pistons history, but still one of the all-time greats.
Yeah.
We can forgive him for the Darko pick.
Yeah.
We love Joe.
People that trash Joe Dumars are trash. Like, honestly, Joe Dumars brought us another championship. He's been a part of every championship the Pistons have ever won. He restored what we were, took us out of the teal era, and brought us back to respectability.
Leave the teal alone.
Six Eastern Conference finals with teams that he built. He was able to trade and get Rasheed Wallace here. People who bash this guy, just, to me, they focus on the Darko thing, and that's it.
Yeah.
But, okay, that was a mistake. Charlie Villanueva was a mistake. Ben Gordon, little mistake. But all of that being said, we wouldn't have 04 without him, so shut the hell up.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Who's his player comparison to his age?
Joe Dumars?
Yeah.
Who's a good lockdown? Probably a Klay Thompson. Not as good of a shooter as Klay Thompson, but defender-wise, like Joe was all about that D. He could score, but that really wasn't his necessary role on that team. And, you know, he had that great game. His dad tragically passed away, and they didn't tell him about it till after the game during the finals against the Lakers. And he had an incredible shot. If you watch the Bad Boys 30 for 30, like, he just threw this ball up, went like 30 feet in the air, and came down. And him and Isaiah just look at each other like this. And
I'm watching that tonight.
Then they go back and they reminisce that, hey, that was your dad looking out, man.
Yeah. There's actually like an interview I actually found online today where Klay Thompson and Steph Curry sat down actually with Dumars and Isaiah, and they talked to each other.
Okay.
Had one of those conversations. I've never watched it. I just saw it online. I think I'm going to watch it tonight maybe. And see
That's awesome.
Yeah, I guess they're like very influential on those two.
Yeah.
All right, who you got next on your list?
The last one, Isaiah Thomas. You got to go with him. Pistons all-time leader in points, assists, steals, and free throws made.
And changed the damn culture here.
Yep.
That's the thing you love. You know, we talk about players staying in one spot, building a champion. That is what Isaiah did here. Losing was not an option.
No.
It was not an option with Isaiah. And then once you paired him with Lambeer as his enforcer, those two were just unstoppable together.
He was just one of those guys, again, he always just worked. And that's the thing that I related in my article yesterday is that each of these teams had identity. The Bad Boys had an identity of the toughness, the grit, the grind. We're not gonna give up. We're gonna play hard every single night.
Beat your ass.
Yeah, beat your ass. Exactly, and that's what Zeke did.
Die trying.
The going to work Pistons. You know, hey, we're not maybe we have the best players on our team. I'm the best player in the world, but we're a damn good team. And you know what? That's what I think this all relates to. We have possibly Cade when Cade comes in tomorrow. What is this team's identity is gonna be? You know, what is Sadiq Bey's identity going to be? What is Azur's identity going to be? So, again, Zeke just one of those great guys, and I'm just excited. So, that's it.
No, that is awesome, and thank you for breaking down the top 10 of all time, good and bad. I'm glad we started with the bad so we could wind up with the good. Talking about Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Bing, and all those guys. And here is the top 10 list, and we're going to throw this up on social media, and also you have a couple blogs going in depth on all of these. But number 10, Dave DeBuscher. Number 9, Lindsey Hunter. Number 8, Kelly Tripucka. Number 7, Tayshaun Prince. Number 6, Grant Hill. Number 5, Dave Bing. Number 4, Bob Lanier. Number 3, Dennis Rodman. Number 2, Joe Dumars. Number 1, Isaiah Thomas. And you know what's crazy when you look at this list? The 04 team, the only one that was drafted by us was Tayshaun Prince.
I know. Yep. That's why I was really curious to hear this list, because when I think of great Pistons, Grant Hill's the only one I can think that we drafted. I also have Chauncey, Rip.
Yeah, it's a lot tougher when you go off just drafted, not played for the Pistons.
Yeah.
Because that list is completely different if we're going played, but
Yeah, it's one of those lists where it's really, really hard to dive into it because the Pistons have had good players they've drafted, traded, or like Bill Lambier or Richard Hamilton or Chauncey Billups. They trade up. They never drafted them.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things that I talk about with Kate all the time is you can draft a damn good player, like for example Zeke, but can you trade guys like Rob Beer says, trade for a veteran or trade for a guy who's already established to play with Kate? And that's one of those things, again, we're probably going to have seen the Pistons do hopefully in the future. We don't have to be in this lottery situation ever again, hopefully. So
Right. Well, thank you, Andrew Jonah. If you want to read his blogs, go to woodwardsports.com. And if you want to see the lists again, we're going to post that graphic on our social media today. Thank you guys for being a part of the conversation. Some people were commenting on this, and one person asked about Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace was undrafted. We got him from Washington in the trade. Did we get him from Washington? Yeah, he was with Washington.
Or Orlando or Washington, one of the two.
For Orlando.
Yeah,
and Ben Wallace he was at Orlando at the time, I believe.
Was he?
I can check right now.
Ben Wallace was in that deal.
I know he was a part of that trade, but I thought we got him from when he was at Washington. But
put up the Kool-Aid in the chat.
But either way, solid list. Good job, Andrew Jonah. And we got to give a shout out to our people at PAM. And if you don't know what that is, make sure you go to woodwardsports.com right now, because they're giving away a chance for you to get into a golf outing with our very own D-Mac. The golf outing is sold out, so you got to make sure that you do this right now, and you can get picked, and you may be playing in D-Mac's foursome, which is pretty awesome. But you got to go to woodwardsports.com right now. It's all sponsored by PAM, so go there, woodwardsports.com, sign up, and you could be playing with D-Mac.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports at my favorite downtown Fenton, Bridge Street Exchange. Let's go check out their beautiful store. You know we love Michigan summers. Got to turn up on the lake. Pre-made mixed drinks. They even got their own beautiful Bridge Street Exchange t-shirts. I got mine on. Jewelry, they got you here. I got mine on. Titanium Buzz. If you're not quite ready to ask that big question yet with the jewelry, look nice for your girl. They got polos. And last but not least, the most comfortable shoes on the planet. Hey Dude. They're literally called Hey Dude. Shop here at Bridge Street Exchange, downtown Fenton. Support a locally owned business.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. And it is Wednesday, so that means Detroit Dog Rescue comes in. Can you go to puppy cam real quick?
Oh, look at this little guy.
There's a dog. Get down. There we go. What's this dog's name?
So this is Bandit. I know we always bring puppies or small dogs, but now we have a puppy cam, so we're all good.
Yep.
Bandit is a cattle dog, and if we have any cattle dog fans out there, you know they are smart and lovable, and Bandit is one of the best. This is super strange. We found Bandit running around Detroit.
Really? I love the coloring on it.
Yeah, so we looked for an owner, and we actually found there was 2 cattle dogs found separately in separate parts of Detroit. So we don't know what's going on, but Bandit is a Detroit dog that needs a home. And for those of you just tuning in, I'm Christina Rinaldi. Detroit Dog Rescue is Detroit's first no-kill shelter. I know we always like to say that. So Bandit, we brought Bandit today because we have a lot of medium and large dogs who need a foster home. We have a lot of them sitting in shelters, and I've talked to shelters all over the United States. Right now, nobody is adopting and nobody is fostering.
Why is that? Because we're coming out of COVID?
Because we're coming out of COVID.
Okay.
Everybody got a COVID dog. Thank you to everybody who stepped up during COVID. But a lot of people are traveling right now. They're getting their last-minute vacations in. They haven't been able to travel in a couple years, so they're not adopting. We need people to step up and foster dogs like Bandit.
Bandit looks great on camera.
I know. I love that. Like, chair, Mike Bandit, what do you got to say for yourself? So,
adopt me.
Right.
Bandit looks so happy. Look at him.
We have dogs. Everyone wants the puppies. Everybody wants the small dogs, which we love. But dogs like Bandit, they need a foster home. And lots of big and small, or big and medium dogs who need and maybe it's a dog that needs to be an only dog. So if you're still working from home and you need a buddy, we have tons of those.
Right. And if you're new to the show, if you're just tuning in, every Wednesday we have Detroit Dog Rescue in here. They're Detroit's non-kill dog shelter. They do so much good in the city. They They go into situations, they pull out dogs. You guys have now evolved actually outside of Detroit to where people are contacting you from all over the country because you do such a good job fostering, you do such a good job taking care of it, and you recently have taken up another cause, making sure you're holding every other people that claim to protect dogs accountable. I don't want to get too political or into it. It's up to you whether you want to talk about it.
We really are a voice and advocate for not just the dogs of Detroit, but the residents. So we're working on that right now. They can look at our Facebook page and our website and see more about that. But these Detroit dogs, they make great pets, and we are called all over the country with the Bissell Pet Foundation to help other shelters, and we do the best we can with everybody. Hundreds and dogs and thousands of people helped each year. You can learn more at DetroitDogRescue.com. And check out Bandit's profile, because if not, I'm going to take Bandit home, and that's not a good thing.
What do you guys need right now? Because we always talk about donations and stuff like that, and the big thing we always point to is just $5 can help feed Bandit for an entire week. But outside of that, what else do you guys need as far as just materials, cleaning stuff, whatever that people can donate?
That's a great question. So $5 does feed a dog for the week. Everyone thinks you have to make a huge hundreds of thousands to make an impact. $5 feeds a dog for a week. But even more, we need peanut butter badly. Okay. We use peanut butter to stuff Kongs. We use peanut butter in training. So we need peanut butter. We need toilet paper for the volunteers is a big one that we need right now. And we need paper towel and bleach is always needed, as well as hand soap. So if you have any of those things, and there's a whole list of what we need and our drop-off locations at DetroitDogRescue.com.
Yeah, so make sure you go there. And what's cool about them is they build profiles for each one of these dogs that are up for adoption. You can scroll through and find the perfect one to match you. I think since we started this, at least 4 people in this building have adopted dogs.
Absolutely, and that doesn't even count, like, Lady Jane's gets so many people out to us, and we see them at our adoption events, and someone's saying hi right now. But, absolutely, we get so many dogs adopted through you guys. And Wednesdays, you guys just come through on Wednesdays.
Awesome.
So we are here. We see an immediate impact, and we appreciate it. We appreciate the support you guys can continue to give us.
Yeah, and, it goes beyond that. Like, even some of the clients that we deal with and, we help advertise for love that we do things in the community with you, and they bring it up all the time, like Levels that's opening in Centerline. One of their big things is they're going to have, like, dog collars and stuff to give to people that buy, and, like, they have little packages. And so they really want to get involved, and that's the whole thing. Like, we're a network. We want to network all these people together, because if we're all doing the same thing and pushing towards the same way, we can do great things as a city.
Absolutely, and we appreciate every Wednesday you guys have us here without any questions, and you've opened up your space, and we appreciate it, and they appreciate it. So thank you.
No, I'm just so happy that we get to find these little guys' homes. And one thing, when Ashley was in here, I really want to start tracking some of these dogs too. So next week, can we get an update on 100%. A dog that has been in here, or if Bandit gets adopted today, can we get an update on?
I love that idea. We'll send you pictures this week. And do
because
some
they come on and then we never see them again. We don't know what really happened.
Totally.
And we care about them even though we met them for 10 minutes.
And sometimes you see them like literally 3 days after they're rescued and they look a little disheveled. And it's so cool to see the transformation once they're in a home. So we'll make that happen. Updates coming.
Awesome.
You guys rock. Thank you so much.
Absolutely love it. Make sure you go to DetroitDogRescue.com right now and support this great local charity. They do such great work. I can't speak highly enough about them. I always talk about my dog Woody that I got from them. He's the little ambassador for Woodward Sports. And once we start going out to more live events and stuff, Woody is that I brought him to the studio last night for our new
his pictures.
Our new MSU show that we started last night.
Yeah,
so.
And Joik Bell, he adopted a dog from us a couple years ago.
Did he?
Yeah,
good for you, Joik.
Everyone, Joik is a good guy. So thank you so much. We're gonna go run Bandit, down Woodward. But if you're interested, DetroitDogRescue.com. And thank you.
You're so welcome.
Amazing.
Bye, Bandit.
Thanks,
Have
guys.
a great day. When we come back, it is time for more animal talk. Fish facts are next on Woodward Sports.
Would you like to win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time?
Then watch as we turn this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
Watch the Call Sam Chopper Shop on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/chopper shop.
Morning, Art. Morning, D-Mac.
Time? Yeah, it is.
Fish! Go fish. Fish facts.
It's fish!
All right, Mr. Fish, it's that time of the morning. Regale us with your facts.
We have a picture that, of course, a little bit content is not
Is your mic on, Fish? Huh, I can't hear you.
The mic is on.
There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
We're good.
Now it's on.
The host broadcaster obviously is a host broadcaster. They can't allow us to show Olympic content. So we have pictures of some of the athletes who show off their Olympic logos that they have on their body. So the question is, would you guys put an Olympic logo, the rings, which is the Olympic logo, on your body?
If I made the Olympics, probably. Probably. I like that eagle across the shoulder on that one dude, but yeah. That's sweet, too. Look at how many times she's been to the Olympics.
That's super dope.
And I'm assuming these are all Americans that they're showing.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's awesome.
I respect it because, number one, I've never touched anywhere close to the Olympics, so you can't hate on it.
Daniel Cormier, that's like one of his only tattoos, the Olympic thing. He wrestled.
People have pride in it, man.
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah,
You're
they
representing
should.
your country, man.
Yeah.
What bigger honor is there?
Yeah, someone was. Anyways, we go to the facts. Which start with the San Francisco Giants in baseball, 6th second favorite sport. This is the most games in a season 100 that the Giants have had 3+ game division lead since 2012. Last time they won the NL West. Latest date leading by 3 that year was through 162 games.
Nice.
So the Giants are looking very good.
Yeah, I hate the Giants after what they did to us last time we saw them in the
know.
World Series.
Which was 2012, which was
Yeah.
when they won.
I like
the
that.
one guy had the coolest nickname was it Panda?
The Kung Fu Panda? Yeah. Pablo Sandoval.
You know who else is looking good?
Thanks, Fish.
Japan, Shohei Ohtani. He is looking very good. He has 3 460+ feet home runs this season, tied for 4th most in a single season, tracked by StatCast since 2015. Only behind these names: Stanton, Story, and Stanton again.
Stanton made it twice. Yeah. He's hitting
Yeah.
bombs out there.
Well, Stanton also has 7 of them. So he
Stanton's
is
a huge dude.
Yeah.
He's a big dude.
huge. And these are 460 feet home runs. These aren't depending on the park. There's still 460 feet is the same at Tiger Stadium, which is the same at Miami, which is the same at another baseball park, Oracle Park, San Francisco. So everyone's like, oh, it's only because he plays in Miami they have a small park. Well, not really. Although Colorado benefits from the altitude.
Yeah, when
so
you're
I
hitting
guess
at
you can
500
put-
feet, it doesn't matter what park you're in.
It does not.
Yeah.
500 feet is 500 feet. Whether the wall is 360 or 420, a lot of people like to question that.
Right.
Baseball purist. We have an Olympic stat, everybody. It is Katie Ledecky. She won the 1,500 meter freestyle yesterday. She's the 4th woman swimmer to win 6 gold medals in Olympic history.
Go USA.
Yeah.
And notice it says women. Obviously, Michael Phelps has a crap ton of them.
Yes.
So he will never be stopped.
Good for her.
What you got, Andrew?
Fun fact, that's the first time the 1,500 was an event for the women for the Olympics. They added the 800 men for the men too this year. And she actually went 1-2 yesterday for her teammate Erica Sullivan. They went 1-2 and just dominated everyone.
Nice.
They dominated everyone in that event. It was a fun race to watch.
USA. USA.
Are you, like, I know you're a college swimmer.
Yeah.
Are you, like, obsessed with watching swimming, too?
Yes, this is like fun to watch just because it's on the biggest stage.
Right.
You know, they started this league called the ISL. I don't know, not a lot of people heard of, where they'll do skin races where there's some top 8 and then they'll get 2 minutes of rest and some top 4 and then top 2, then do a head-to-head battle. You know, the Olympics is just one of those things where it's just fun to watch. You know, the Americans, they're not having the greatest meet. You know, they're not having the best meet. They're swimming well and they're placing medals, but I mean, their 800 free relay, the men yesterday, they didn't even win a gold. They didn't win a medal last time, and they've been gold for the past 3 years. You know, Ledecky, you know, she swam a fast race. She went like a 15:38, but that was only 18 seconds slower than her best time. So I mean, they're not putting up the best times, but they're fighting. That's what they're doing right now. They're just fighting for medals at this point.
All right, Fish. What else you got?
Today is the 28th of July, Wednesday. We go to DMAX Heaven, weed capital of the world, where they hosted the Olympics in 1928, Amsterdam, Netherlands.
Beautiful. I love Amsterdam.
Opened the games today.
One of my favorite cities in the world.
Was it actually weed heaven like they say?
Weed heaven?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I went. Yeah, now we're on par with them as good as our weed is over here in America. But yeah, when I went, I think it was like 2005, and it was fun. I had a lot of fun in Amsterdam. One of the best vacations in my life.
1933, the NFL divided into 2 5-team divisions.
Okay.
And by the way, did you know NFL had an All-Star game back then?
Yeah, it wasn't called the Pro Bowl. It was just the All-Star game.
It's an All-Star game, and it was played around this time.
Nice. Huh.
So I didn't know there was an All-Star. Well, I guess technically the All-Star game is the Pro Bowl, but you know, I don't know why they're playing it in July, but they are. 1996, Dale Strawberry hit his 300th home run for the Yankees. Maz's favorite team.
He was a hell of a player, man. If it wasn't for that cocaine, he probably would have been a much better athlete.
And we
Cocaine
have
will get ya.
it will get you. We have a birthday today.
Whose birthday, Fish?
Art's favorite human being. 1969, Dana White.
I was just about to
nice.
say Dana White, baby.
Dana White, will you
Dana
please call Art? Please, just like get a hold of him, shoot him an email.
His goal is to interview him by the year. He's got 5 months to do it. So
Okay.
he's gonna get there.
All right, what else
we
you got,
have
Fish?
another birthday, 1977. Monty Ginobili.
Who? Joey.
Monty Ginobili.
He looks like Joey.
There's another hockey player that also looks like Joey. I
Yes.
cannot think of his name at the top of my head, but I will try to. And those are the facts.
All
We'll
right,
be back
thank
tomorrow
you,
for
Fish,
Thursday.
and let's do it. Dumbass of the day. Go ahead, Alex.
The Detroit Pistons select Darko Milicic.
World's dumbest criminal.
Well, so much for me calling him savvy because he had no idea where he's on the field.
When he crosses too many timeouts, it's a technical foul.
Dumbass!
All right, so dumbass of the day takes many shapes, takes many forms. It's everything from sports bloopers to people just messing up. This time, we don't really like to talk about businesses on this network, but Home Depot, what are you doing? Home Depot has elected to get rid of all of their hot dog stands.
No.
We can no longer get hot dogs at Home Depot.
Are you joking?
No.
So the reason why I
There's
go in there to
probably-
look around and get a hot dog is now eliminated.
Exactly.
There's probably a reason behind it. Did they say a reason?
I don't
Not a
care
good
what
reason.
their reason is.
Eco-friendly.
Yeah, the hot dog stand at Home Depot. But Home Depot cannot get rid of the hot dog stand. Like, so many people look forward to those delicious, delicious Dearborn dogs that are cooked, usually by the hot chick at Home Depot.
That is the worst.
That is a good point. It was always a hot chick.
Oh, yeah,
serving the
they
hot
know
dog.
what they were doing.
That's actually brilliant.
And now Home Depot is getting rid of it. They're closing all the hot dog stands. I don't know if it has to do with the Food and Drug Administration, it has to do with COVID. I don't know what it has to do with. All I know is it's wrong.
Bunch of bullshit.
Yes, dumbass.
What if they upgrade to like a taco stand?
If they upgrade it,
Okay,
I'll
now
take
we're
my
talking.
word. If they upgrade it, I'll take it back.
Walking tacos.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, there we go.
But
Yeah.
come on, the hot dogs, like, you can't lie. Those hot dogs at Home Depot were delicious walking out.
For some reason, they were better than any
Yes.
hot dog you could get anywhere at
Honestly,
any time.
It
Yes.
sounds sketchy, but they were really
They were
hot
good.
dogs.
I wouldn't be so mad about it if it weren't good.
Yeah.
You know, be like, oh, Home Depot's losing their hot dogs. But no, Home Depot's losing their hot dogs. And to me, that makes them the dumbass of the day. Home Depot, bring back your hot dogs. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Morning Woodward Show this morning and every morning right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Kory's still out there grinding at training camp. I'm sure we're going to hear more from him coming up from 11 to 1 with Joy Bell. And then, of course, The Hook is on from 3 to 5 today. And then you can't forget about Mikey's esports show, EpEcenter, that happens at 10 p.m. every night right here on Woodward Sports. You guys have a great Wednesday. Good to be back in the saddle. Thank you guys for filling in. And yeah, let's have a great Wednesday and kick today's ass. See you guys later.